I've chosen wisely.
Hello, this is Josh. Before we start, I'd like to invite all of you to check us out on all social media. Listen to us on Podbean, iTunes, YouTube, Stitcher Radio, and fieldofgeeks.com. Thanks.
Is this heaven?
No, it's a podcast. Welcome to the Field of Geeks podcast.
Hey everyone, welcome to episode 73 of the Field of Geeks podcast. I'm Josh.
I'm Steve.
I'm Mitch.
I'm Joey.
Well, great. We have a lot to talk about today. San Diego happened.
What happened there? Chargers?
Chargers.
Go Chargers!
Yeah.
Oh, wait, it's LA Chargers.
Comic-Con. So first, before we get into all the fun stuff, let's just remember two people. John Hurt, he just passed away yesterday. He was in Home Alone 1 and 2. Big white chicks. Great actor.
Big white chicks.
It was a comma between
Yeah, I
there.
know. I was going to bring that.
That was
too.
a sequel,
He was,
and it just never happened. They couldn't get the
Big
money
white
for it.
chicks.
Yeah.
The sequel to the classic Home Alone.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he ended
Kevin
up
lost
He ended up
himself.
he was the villain or whatever. And
He always played a villain. I mean, well, no, he was a father to the girls they replaced. No, I'm sorry, he was a father to the evil chicks, whatever.
It wasn't like great.
I don't know. It's not like it's a big saga movie we're talking about.
The lore of white chicks.
It still did. Hey, he gave us Terry Crews. That's the first time I think I noticed him when he was in that movie.
Yeah, might have been that or Idiocracy for me.
But yeah, he was. I love to see him in Home Alone because he was a good guy in that one.
Mm-hmm.
Big, he was an asshole, But I think he got punched by Tom Hanks, so that's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah. George Romero.
Oh yeah.
He directed, of course, Night of the Living Dead. What was that like back then, Steve, when that came out?
Well,
when you were 40?
it was a little way past my time, but it
Sorry, I just had to.
What's
that like,
Steve?
though.
I just set you up, right?
It's a classic.
It's classic, yeah. It is. And, he did Dawn and Day of, and Snyder actually remade Dawn, which was good. I don't know if he ever got George's blessing. I doubt it. George wasn't a big fan of the...
You can't now.
But yeah, this guy had a big body of work. He's a legend, and yeah.
We got Zombie Burger out of it.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. I mean,
So thank you.
there was, I think, reading up on things, there was kind of a earlier version of zombies, but they weren't quite thought out like what he did, about the brains and all that. And that movie was just very unique, that first one. One of the main characters was African American, which this is 50s, 60s, I think.
60s, I believe. Yeah.
So that's a big deal. And I think that was an accidental casting thing. They just happened to, you're good for this part. Go for it. And I think they, the way they shot it, the makeup and all that, I think when they went to colorize it, the zombies are kind of blue or something. Yeah. So it's kind of a unique look. But
he gave us, for better or worse, he gave us like one of the most popular genres of movies out there now. You mean, without it, we wouldn't really have Zombieland or Dawn of the Dead, the remake.
Or most of these
28
things.
Days Later.
28
weeks later. Those are so good.
You said Walking Dead, right?
No.
He wouldn't say that, but I would.
But I mean,
he was a big one. I mean, whether you like it or not.
I recognize it. Yeah, no, absolutely.
Even though he was a critic of that show, he didn't like it. So yeah.
I don't watch.
But I don't think he liked any.
He said it was like a soap opera with zombies. I was like,
really
George
is,
Romero.
Hey, I'm a fan, but yeah, I get it. It is soap opera, but I think it's his baby. So anytime someone tries to do something with it, something different, maybe it's Of course, it was based off a comic book, The Walking Dead. So maybe he liked the comic book. I don't know, but they're quite different, I think. So anyway, yeah, they'll be missed. So enough of this sadness. We're going to dive into some happy news.
Yes.
Sound good, guys?
Works for me.
San Diego Comic-Con 2017. We're going to start with some DC news. Let's talk about Justice League.
Okay. I watched the panel, I followed the live blog and all the clips that were being uploaded and stuff. If I'm correct, they started with just a slate of the movies that are coming out. They did I think Suicide Squad 2, I think Wonder Woman 2, Flashpoint. They're going to be doing Flashpoint for the Flash movie. Awesome. Be very cool to see. I didn't think they'd go in that direction so soon, but
Yeah, for the first Flash film.
Yeah.
But they've been through several ideas, right? Scripts, like, something's not clicking.
But I mean, also, like, if you look at, like, CW shows like Supergirl or Arrow, they don't know how long they have.
Right.
So they're just like, let's just do this, like, right now. Right. So I kind of understand where they're going, and I'm sure, once they get the director, Ezra's great. Billy, is it Crudup? Is that how you say it? As his father. I mean, that's just, the entire cast is awesome. I'm sure they're going to do a great job. If they get Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Thomas Wayne Batman for Flashpoint, and
that'd be amazing.
Lauren
Cohen for Flashpoint Joker,
which would be amazing.
Mm-hmm. And I'd like to see them kind of like not follow it completely. Is kind of like use it as like Batman vs Superman was with Dark Knight Returns. Kind of just like cherry pick your
they're not
favorite parts of the stuff and just be like, all right, let's go.
There's just so much there.
There's so much, and how will all of that translate to screen? Yeah. And it's so busy, and it involves the whole DC universe, so you can't.
And I mean, it's not Watchmen, so you don't have you can't really just completely adapt it to this from the comic book.
Well, I think it's going to help. I know it sounds weird for a first movie, but this is a unique first movie because you get to see him in Justice League and a little bit in Suicide Squad. I mean, it was really quick. But I think it's kind of it'd be a cool story. This guy gets super speed powers. He had a tragedy happen in his past. He goes back to fix it. And now the rest of the movie's got to put it back together. If it's going to be one movie.
Which would be a nice way to tie in an origin story.
Yeah.
Because then we already know what happened.
Yeah.
And so...
like Spider-Man. The new Spider-Man. You'd be like, we know, kind of. Like,
yeah. I mean, Flashpoint's just such a hot story right now. It's really...
That Flashpoint, it's so hot right now.
It is. It is.
I will say this, though. I really hope that they keep the ending where he goes back to Bruce Wayne and hands him the note from Thomas Wayne.
It's just Dick Butt.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Yeah. Sir, a message from Batman.
Dick Butt.
No, but I really hope they keep that ending.
It's a really touching moment.
It is. It really shows the softer side of Bruce.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, Shazam.
Without Rock.
Yeah.
Has he been confirmed for that?
No.
Well, he was going to be Black Adam.
He is Black Adam.
He is.
He hasn't dropped out of the role, as far as I know. But, I mean, I've been wrong before, as you guys know. But, yeah. They're starting, I want to say February of 2018.
Mm-hmm. For a potential 19 release.
Yeah. But they're going to do it without The Rock, which is weird, but I don't know. I mean,
well, it might be a journey tale, like the kid getting the powers, right?
Yeah, it could be. I mean, that's going to be a unique film as compared to your normal superhero movie. Mm-hmm. Sure, he ends up being a superhero like many others, but that's I think that's going to DC's trippier side a little bit, so I'm interested to see how they pull it off. I mean, Marvel did Doctor Strange, and, I think it'll be cool.
Yeah, they did. I just saw it the other night. That was a good movie.
Maybe they could do kind of like a Batman Begins into Dark Knight transition where they just hint at Black Adam.
Yeah?
Like, oh, okay, here we go.
That'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could see that for sure.
Like a Black Adam card, like playing.
Yeah.
They don't even make.
And he's talking to Gordon. Like, wait a minute, what?
My only concern is that people are going to think that it's like a Walmart version of Superman because they already have somebody that's in a cape.
He came after Superman, right?
Yeah.
In the comics, so he was probably a knockoff in a way. Yeah. I mean, most of these characters are, but
he's already been under flack for being called Captain Marvel for all those years. This belong to Marvel.
But he's such a great hero for little kids, especially kids who get like picked on. Like, imagine calling on something and just beating the crap out of some people.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see who they cast as Billy Batson. As a kid. I mean. I'm sure there's a ton of great choices out there, but I mean, I'm interested to see it. And I think it was the old Fawcett comics that he started with. I hope nobody's going to quote me on that one, but I think that's what it was.
We're getting a call.
Yeah, and then when DC, right, when DC finally took control of the character, it was because he was selling more than Superman at one point, because he had a lot of popularity and all that. So, and you got the whole Marvel family, Miss Marvel.
Mm-hmm. Right,
Marvel Jr., the whole thing. So I mean, I think it's a lot of potential with this one, but they're gonna have to do this one right. This is one that is gonna be it's not standard. It's going to go a little bit out of the formula, so I think it's going to be sweet.
You could get either one of the main kids from Stranger Things.
Yeah, I was thinking that too for Billy. Yeah,
that's
exactly.
good. That's really
Mike
good.
Or Will.
Like
either of those two, like the one who got sent into the underneath or under what's it called? Is it the underneath? Is that right?
Is that
sounds right?
Yeah.
And then his friend is in the new It movie.
Right. Yeah.
Those would be good choices.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. But anyways, back to Flashpoint real quick. So when they announced the movie before Ben Affleck made a statement, which I'll get to in a minute. But so they announced Flashpoint, and then people like automatically were following that story of Ben Affleck's going to be done after a couple movies, and they were like, well, this is a perfect time to recast. That's a perfect way to recast Batman. It's like, well, if you've read the comics or seen the movie, he sets the timeline back to the way it's supposed to. Like, you want to change forms. Oh, so you still be Bruce Wayne. Like, it'd still be like, why does he look completely different?
Yeah.
I mean, people just, I don't know.
Well, it's ripple effects, so they're just stretch the truth a little bit or whatever.
In the movie, the only thing that changed was the Flash's suit now had yellow stripes.
Oh, yeah. That's a few changes, but I mean,
but nothing dramatically major.
Yeah. Well, it gave that, that paved the way for the New 52, right?
Mm-hmm.
The whole look and different stories and all that.
David Barry.
I just want to confirm it was Fawcett Comics.
Nice.
Awesome.
Good job.
Awesome.
We're going to sign off there. We're gonna
That's it. I'm done. You guys keep going.
Good
I
night.
have nothing else to contribute that's going to be any good.
Well, with all these rumors, don't you have some breaking news, Steve?
I do. This was huge, and they announced that Mark Ruffalo is leaving the Hulk.
What? Man.
Yeah.
Steve,
he wanted to go a different direction with the character.
don't make me angry.
I know. Well, I'm glad Mitch is between us. Human shield. At least I get to watch him die before you kill
Mitch
him.
runs away.
Right? Exactly.
No punchies.
No punchies. But yeah, he's leaving the role, and it's just gonna be weird. I don't know how they're gonna fill that or that vacancy. But
something about guys who have once loved Jennifer Gardner.
Yeah.
Playing a character named Bruce, they don't
they don't
do
last.
Man.
It doesn't work.
Bill
But,
Bixby, can he come back?
I think they're going to reanimate the corpse of
Okay,
Bill
good,
Bixby and
good.
bring him back.
That sounds great.
So,
yeah,
but
that'll work.
But honestly, this was just a rumor, though. So I mean,
Right.
who knows, right?
Right,
I mean,
right.
We heard that Ben Affleck twice now has been leaving Batman. So now Mark Ruffalo, and I can't believe that. I'm glad Robert Downey Jr. is sticking with the role after his left arm was amputated.
Oh yeah,
So, that's what sources said.
Right, you're right. Not us. Sources.
There's no confirmation
Sources
on that
close
at all.
to the project.
Sources close to the project.
Unnamed.
Right.
A guy
so-
who knows a guy who kind of knows a guy.
But you can CGI an arm in.
Oh yeah.
I mean, look at Lieutenant Dan.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
The
Yeah.
whole thing.
They gave him legs.
Yeah, so
Magic legs.
this bit was brought to you by all the assholes that bring up fake rumors all the time.
Yeah.
Steve was very upset yesterday.
I hope you get into a blender, and that's about all I have to say.
Hit frappe.
I'm just tired of that whole. Is Ben Affleck leaving? Is he not? And I read every one of those stories,
Mhm.
and
There's no
not
merit to
once
it.
was
No.
there anything concrete at all.
Jeff
and
Johns didn't say anything.
No.
Warner's didn't say anything.
no, nobody at all.
Yeah.
And you can make up anything.
Mhm.
Hence the Mark Ruffalo. He's not leaving the Hulk. I don't think Robert Downey Jr. lost his left arm, but again, you don't know.
But
So,
Bill Bixby is coming back.
Bill Bixby,
right?
That is confirmed.
Okay.
that is
The hologram of Bill Bixby
Right.
using the Tupac technology. We'll be back
This
in
was
the
the
movie.
Paul Walker technology.
Yeah. That's how he gets to the screen so fast.
Talk about Flashpoint. So, yeah, just enough with the rumors.
Yeah.
I
I
know.
mean,
Ready to
until I'm going to start trolling the rumor people badly, on Twitter and whatnot, just because it'll make me feel good. It's not mature in any way, shape, or form, but it's like you
But,
have no proof of anything.
Yeah.
And they're just saying that stuff to stir it up.
Yeah,
and
of
that's
course.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, to quote Chris Hardwick, who moderated the Justice League panel, don't believe the hype.
Right.
Because it doesn't really get you anywhere.
Right.
As we've seen.
Was he confirmed for Aqualad? Chris.
Yeah, I was going to talk about that. They had a little. Did you guys see the clip? So Jason Momoa came out with the trident. He ran through the crowd and just led the way.
Yeah.
And they had this little cool animation on screen. He like pounded the trident on the floor and like waves shot up.
Sweet.
Like, ooh, cool. And he was like, "The king is here!" And then they showed a clip from Aquaman, but it hasn't been released to the public. But it was like a little message from James Wan and then a clip from Aquaman. And they said it was like Star Wars with like sharks.
Oh my god!
and underwater. Like the opening scene from Star Wars, just underwater with sharks.
Whoa!
And someone asked Jason Momoa later. They were like, "So was that your army of whatever, or was that
your ship, right? Didn't they ask about a ship? Or something?
They asked about like an army. Like,
okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Fleet. And he was like, "Is it yours, or is it Black Mana's?" And he was like, I'm just gonna say because I'm used to getting in trouble, so I'm just gonna tell you what it is." He's like, "It was Ocean Master's army." And he was like, "Yep, I'm fighting my brother." And I was like, "Oh my god!"
Wow.
Awesome. Good thing you're already Aquaman.
Yeah.
Didn't he justify it too? He's like, "Well, they brought me clear from Australia to get here, so
from Australia the night before, and then he's probably had to get back real quick." So that started, and Chris Hardwick got to hold the trident because Jason Momoa was like, just talking to the crowd. And he was like, "Hey, I could be Aqua Kid." And Jason Momoa was like, "Oh, Aqua Lad." And he was like, "Take that, fish." He's like, "Leave him alone, fish. Come on." So that was really funny. I love Chris Hardwick. He's so like he represents geeks really well.
Yeah.
Very level-headed and asks like the right questions. And then they brought out the rest of the league to come together. The song
Unite
that was playing while they were walking out.
Sounds good.
Yeah, and then he asked him. He said, "So there have been some rumors going around, Ben." He's like, "Yeah, let me be clear. This is the greatest effing job one of the greatest effing jobs I've ever had." And he went on to praise the character, praised he's beyond grateful and excited, and people just expect him to have this smiling face all the time, which I'm not an actor, but like he's probably tired.
Yeah.
Like he's probably just like,
well, he went through a lot lately too.
Yeah.
Alcoholism and getting divorced. Yeah. So it's like back off.
And I mean, to quote Martha Kent, "You don't owe this world a thing." He didn't owe us an explanation, but he had it in his heart to give us one, and I'm glad he did. Like, it was a really cool thing of him to do, because he just respects the character so much, and I'm sure he's tired of all the rumors, because it all stemmed from, I think he said it was January now that they announced that he was not directing Batman anymore, and then from then people took on the whole, he doesn't want to be Batman, he doesn't like it anymore. What's his nuts saying, he wants out. Like, I know from 3 different sources close to him, like, he wants out. It's like, all right.
Like, how low level are these DC employees that they're asking? I mean, these are guys that are probably just janitors cleaning up stuff, and they over here talking about Ben Affleck.
I saw Ben Affleck in the bathroom and he farted, and I was like, this guy doesn't want to be Batman.
This guy doesn't wipe, and then all of a sudden, no, he's out of DC. Yeah. So, yeah, I take that stuff with a grain of salt, really. And it seems like when it's a slow news day, stuff starts bubbling up, and it's never true. It's just like watching the news now.
Well, like all this came right before their panel, like a day before or so.
Way too convenient.
Yeah. I mean, I was bummed out because it's like all these sources, and it's like, wow, you pretty much have to question all of them now because
Well, that's just it.
I was like, I was going to understand because, like, he wrote a script with Jeff Johns.
Yeah.
Matt Reeves is going a whole new direction. So I was like, well, I guess that could kind of.
I don't think he would be petty enough to be like, you don't respect my vision. I'm not going to be
the only reason why I thought maybe that could have been is because, he got to a high stature before he became Batman. He actually stepped down a little bit to become Batman. He Oscar-winning director, wrote his stuff. He wanted probably the respect, but like he said, though, he would be an ape for Matt Reeves.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hence, Matt Reeves directed the last 2 Ape movies.
Yeah.
It's not just a weird statement out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Hey, Ben, can you be an ape bad?
Whatever you're into.
But no, it was really cool to hear him, talk about it. Longer than like a little snippet that people usually.
And he kept bringing it up. He kept saying, "I'm Batman." It's nice to come here and say, "I'm Batman." Like he was really trying to like.
And later,
just nail. Yeah.
Later, I think it was like Entertainment Weekly or something interviewed him, and he was like, "Yeah, just to stress it more, I love that Warner Brothers has given me this opportunity. I'll be on as long as they'll have me, and anytime the red phone rings, I'll answer it." And I was like, "Oh my god, we don't deserve it."
Yeah.
You should have been in the audience.
We necessarily don't need right now.
You should have been in the audience, and you should have said, "Ben, to quote Martha Kent, the world doesn't owe you anything." And people would be like, "Yeah,
maybe next year."
Yeah. Start saving.
Yeah.
And get in the line,
so then they went to, they kind of just like, Chris Hardwick started asking questions like, what was your, I think it was like, what was your reaction to getting cast as the parts you were in? Like, a lot of them were surprised. The guy who plays Cyborg, Ray Fisher, he thought he like did terribly in the audition. And then he got a call from Zack Snyder himself, not just like a manager or anything. He was like, "Yeah, let's make a movie." And he was like, "Yeah!" And then awesome. Jason Momoa was probably my favorite. He like sat down with Zack and he was like, "I want to pitch something to you, Aquaman." And Jason Momoa goes, "Pardon me?" And then I think we've heard Gal's story before, but like she was on a plane, I don't think she thought she was going to get it either. So there's very, very humble people, and it's very like a tight knit group. Like if you watch any of the clips from Comic-Con or like I'm sure they've done interviews together, they're very respectful of each other. They're just like a family, and it's great to see. Sure. That's not to say like anybody else in another comic book universe isn't, but this is very like, I don't know, it's like refreshing,
Yeah, I like the camaraderie, and like on the first Avengers film, you saw a lot of that camaraderie with those guys, in interviews and stuff, and that's just cool, I think that makes well for chemistry in the film, when you have it outside the film.
Sure.
Yeah. I think it'll be great.
Yeah, and I mean, even on, because I follow like pretty much the whole league on Instagram, and Henry Cavill posted the trailer, and he said, "All in." Well, almost.
Oh, that's great.
And then Jason Momoa, his Instagram name is Pride of Gypsies, said, "Missed you today, brother." I was like, "Oh my god,
yeah,
this is so cool." So they showed the trailer. I heard everybody went nuts about it.
I did.
Yeah, it was. I tried to stick to my not watching more than one official trailer. That lasted all about 30 seconds. Once I found out that Superman wasn't in it, I was like, all right, click play.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if they were going to do like the whole Doomsday thing, I was like, I'm going to stay away. But I'm glad they, kept it secret. And,
it was a good cut trailer, I think.
Yeah, it was really great.
Yeah.
Who is that entity that comes out from the cube? That guy.
The villain?
Yeah,
Steppenwolf.
Steppenwolf. Okay, so what's his background?
He is Is he the uncle or is he the nephew of Darkseid?
All I know is he's saying "Born to be Wild."
That'd be an awesome intro.
A fallen rocker.
I can't remember. I'm gonna look that up.
He's related to Darkseid.
Yeah, he's like his nephew or something.
So he's from
part of the Apocalypse.
No,
they're
from
Apocalypse.
Oh, okay.
Darkseid's Apocalypse.
Gotcha.
So Steppenwolf, people are like kind of finding anything to nitpick. They're saying like, "Oh, he looks like this is Ares again." It's like, shut up.
Yeah.
Any guy with a horn on his head is like, "Oh, it's Ares," and then they were like, "Oh, he's another gray villain," and it was like, I mean, Enchantress but I mean, if we're not going to count Suicide Squad, I guess.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Should villains really be colorful?
I don't know.
Thanos is.
I was impressed, especially when he did that, like, took that axe or whatever and he hammered the earth with it, and it just like.
Uncle? Okay.
Yeah.
So he is a Kryptonian?
No.
So that's just weird. So
why?
You're fixated on the Kryptonians.
Yes.
There's no other Kryptonians.
No, all right.
Yeah.
I'll wipe it from the memory.
Apocalypse and Steppenwolf are both from, Darkseid and I can't. There are too many names for me to remember.
Steppenwolf, Darkseid,
Darkseid from Apocalypse.
Yeah.
They're Apocalyptians.
Sorry.
Apocalyptics.
That's a great tea.
That's what they're known for.
Hot water.
So
that's how they get those cool costumes.
Yeah.
It's all their revenue.
Yeah. So they showed the trailer, and then they had a little Jason Momoa went kind of crazy, broke a chair. It was one of those wooden
chairs have rights.
Chairs though, so I was like, it's. They're not really built to last anyways. So he just he went crazy. And
he's into it.
And
he's loving
Gal
it.
Gadot, is it? They call her Gal Gadot, and I was like,
oh,
he's really calling her that, and I was
It's-
like, am I wrong?
Yeah.
So
I
it's
say it
Gadot.
too,
Is that for sure?
Yeah.
Okay. She was like, this happens every time we watch the trailer. I was like, oh, cool. That happened before. If I ever see broken chairs, I'll know who was here.
Then they all had to awkwardly grab their chair and put it back so they could sit. And then Momoa was sitting on the floor for a little bit.
He's like, oh, it's broken. And they brought out another chair. But
he's a beast.
and then he's awesome. Which, if you haven't checked out Frontier yet, which he's in, it's really good.
Yeah.
But so yeah, they should everybody went crazy for the trailer, and then they just asked a little bit about what they saw and stuff, and then they did a Q&A, and they had my favorite was probably there was this little kid came up and he was like, hey, I was just wondering if Superman's gonna be in the movie, and everybody was like, ooh, and Gal Gadot was like, oh, you're a smart kid. And then Jason Momoa was like, I don't know if your parents showed you the movie, but Superman's dead. And everybody's like, oh. He stood up. He's like, I'm just letting them know the truth. My kids are here. They know. But then, people thought, he kind of just left it at that. But then the fan actually came to the autograph signing later, and he was like, Jason Momoa just grabbed him by the head, and he was like, hey, he's still alive. Don't worry.
He's still alive. Oh my god!
The
Jimmy!
king is here.
Crushed his skull.
Go.
Sleep forever.
Sleep, friend. They can't hurt you now. But the way they interact with the fans is really cool too. They showed clips of Gal talking to this Wonder Woman fan, or this little girl dressed as Wonder Woman. She was crying, and Ezra Miller started. He's like, "You're a warrior, huh?" And he's like, and everybody was just kind of cheering her on. And then there's one kid who was crying when he met Ben Affleck. He was
Wow.
losing it, and he was probably 13. And
So it wasn't Kevin Smith.
no,
Okay.
that's later.
God, I want them to reunite so bad. Side note, sorry, go ahead.
No, it's cool. I'm not making fun of the kid by any means, but he took a picture with Ben. I think the picture had already been taken, but somebody else was taking clips of it, and he was crying, and he had the crying face going, but he was holding up the piece. And I was like, I don't know why that's so funny. I'm not making fun of the kid by any means, because I mean, I'm sure if he's crying like that, he probably loves Ben as Batman. And to have all those rumors, and to be a kid and not I'm sure all he's known is those rumors from superhero movies. He's like, I don't want Ben Affleck to leave Batman. And then to have that reassurance was probably just means the world to him.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can't imagine being a kid this day and age to grow up with these superhero movies.
Yeah.
We're all lucky, but it's, I don't know, it's really cool to see.
Oh, especially young girls and stuff. They have a hero now, and this is something that it's a side note, but of course the new Doctor Who is going to be a female, so that's big. That's huge. So I think
Dr.
Hugh,
Dr. Hugh,
people got very upset about
which is just shocking.
Who cares? The
this
Doctor
day and
can
age.
take any form.
So let's get this. So it the Doctor regenerates every, what is it?
Every often when the actor does not want to play the Doctor anymore.
I was going more with the lore.
I know.
Yeah.
I ruined it.
So they
Sorry.
can regenerate. They time travel. They have 2 hearts. Is that a thing?
Yes, I think so.
And you're hung up that it's a woman now. That's what you can't believe. So
It's never happened, Joe.
what's next? Female women?
Yeah.
Ew.
Female redocs?
Stop
real
talking
doctors?
crazy. Just stop talking crazy.
Well, there are 52 genders now, so anything's possible.
I just couldn't believe how people were freaking out about that. It's come on, it's a science fiction show.
I wanted to get a poll and not be like people have to like sign their name. I want to like find out who actually watches the show.
Yeah.
Like who's just making a big deal out of it and they don't even watch it.
Well, we shared this.
All the past doctors are praising it.
Yeah. Well, I think one of them is kind of like, well, what about young boys that want to have a role model or something like that? But it's like,
God,
a woman can be a role model too.
Yeah.
But we shared this on our page. There's a nice skit they put together as a hotline for people who are, offended by this choice.
Is it Jimmy Kimmel or something?
I'm not sure, but it's pretty funny. They're just calling in, and then at the end of the skit thing, it says, if you miss the Doctor being a male or whatever, there's all these episodes of that, and it's
literally
like
the past
it's like decades and decades.
40 years.
Yeah. So I think we're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
But,
I saw the trailer. Like.
Yeah.
When
It's
did
great.
that happen?
It happened a week before, I think, Comic-Con.
I saw the trailer and I was like, about time. And then I moved on with my life.
Well, there was talk about that before Peter Capaldi came in. They were like, let's change it up, and it just didn't really happen. But not to say he was horrible, but...
And this girl's a good actress, too. She was in Attack the Block. Have you guys seen that?
Mm-mm.
Really good.
I haven't, but I've heard great things about
She's
it.
English, though, right?
She's British. Well, I mean...
They have to be.
Doctor Who.
Okay.
Well, and this is one of those things where there's so many different doctors that you have that freedom and that license to, you can't just make Superman a woman or a whatever, and just have it be Superman. I mean, you just can't do things like that.
That's where the line's drawn, and people can take it, the wrong way. But that's a line. Doctor Who, they opened that up, so they, it's like... You can make it whatever, so yeah.
I think it's sweet.
Yeah, I do too.
Recasting James Bond as like a woman. Are you going to change the name to Jamie Bond now?
Well, I think Atomic Blonde's going to be pretty close to that.
And Proud Mary. Have you guys seen the trailer for Proud Mary?
Yeah, that looks good.
It looks insane.
Yeah.
Like, I did not see that coming at all.
See, that's the thing. James Bond's established, and they never set it up in the... If they set up, like a lot of people have theorized, James Bond's a code name, and in that case, you can have a female be that. But, it's set in stone pretty much who he is. But you can have female versions of him in that universe.
Right. No one's ever said his parents were Joe and Lisa Bond.
Right, yeah. But, I know this is a tangent, but, when we were talking about Wonder Woman, I couldn't help, but that's big news, too. And they didn't really talk much about Doctor Who, I don't think, at the Comic-Con. So
no, I don't know.
There's so much other stuff.
There might have been a panel, but honestly, I wouldn't have watched it.
But I was getting to the point, like, it's great that, I got 3 daughters, so, they're going to have heroes they can look up to. It's not going to be... And I get to watch that stuff and not lose my mind, some of this other crap they watch, So I'm looking forward to that and take them to the movies and all that. Yeah. But do we want to kind of talk about favorite moments in the trailer? No, you don't want to? Okay.
Of the Justice League trailer?
Yes.
There's a lot.
Yeah. Probably my favorite stands out as the I don't know if they showed it in the real trailer, but it's like the little snippet before Batman looking out at the bat symbol and like at the city skyline. It reminded me of Arkham Knight or like the Arkham games.
Yeah.
I got chills. I was like, this is so cool.
Yeah, the visuals were just impressive. Like those flash visuals before the trailer. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that caught my eye for sure. And he just kind of like turns to it and it's like, oh my god, it's like a 3D version of that Keaton at the end of the first Batman. But
and the gargoyle when they're talking about we haven't seen the Batman since blah blah blah.
The shot of him on the gargoyle. I mean, just the art on that one alone was amazing.
Over his back, you're talking about, and then they go up.
Like I was thinking about that one because like we've seen the one where it's like looking up at him. But I don't think we've ever seen Batman on a gargoyle like live action.
What about Batman Begins? He was on something in the first one. He was on.
Rachel.
No, when he first becomes Batman and Begins, he has his cape extended and he's on a building. I just don't know what he's on. He's probably not a gargoyle.
I'll have to rewatch it.
He's on like a ledge of some sort.
But it made me feel like the comics were coming to life. I was like, this is so great.
And Gordon looks great.
Yeah,
like,
awesome. He looks really good.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what's happening, but it's with the red sky and Batman like drops from the grapple.
Right.
His cape just flaps. I was like, this.
When his cape extends and like hardens up. real quick, right before he shoots down.
Yes.
That reminds me of a lot of comic books and movies.
Well, they're able to, with the CG capes now, they can really make it do whatever it wants. It doesn't look, it's not hard to pull off.
Yeah.
But, yeah, the visuals are amazing. And I liked Alfred, how he was joking about wind-up exploding penguins.
Yeah,
that was pretty funny.
Was good. I like the Flash leaving the rooftop.
Yeah. Yes.
I like that. I thought that was pretty sweet.
And I read a description of that like a long time ago, and they broke that little footage, and that was great to see that finally.
And the sword part, where Flash
where
was
they're falling?
Oh yeah.
Oh, helped Wonder Woman.
Yeah. It reminded me of the I can't remember what the painting's called, but it's like God and man. And
the Michelangelo.
Oh, is it like the one Luther had?
Man.
Is that
no? It's the one where they're touching like.
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah,
hands.
The creator.
Yeah.
Like
that.
Yeah.
A lot of it just looks amazing.
So, Wonder Woman's Island. What is it again? I'm sorry.
The mascara.
I always want to say mascara.
Yeah.
You could just say the mascara, and then
people are like, "Yeah, that sounds right."
If you say it really fast, no one will know.
The mascara.
Yeah.
Or the mascara.
Oh yeah, that kind of works.
Yeah.
So, is it present day then? Because Stephen.
That's what it looked like.
Yeah, because he comes down in their island, and
they don't age like normal, so
right. And I knew
I
that.
thought it was cool that they were bringing him back in the movie. You know, I guess I wasn't aware that they were doing that.
It just kind of like does away with the whole Diana, you can never return.
Right.
And it's like psych. Next movie, we're coming back.
Yeah.
Did she say that though? I don't remember.
She said like if you leave, you might not.
I thought she just meant you might die. You might not come back that way.
Oh, but I mean,
who knows?
But I mean, the way she never made it clear that she went back,
right?
In the time of whatever. But they might show that in the next Wonder Woman movie since it's during the Cold War.
Yeah.
Is that what they're saying now? It's Cold War. Okay. I heard there's some interesting theory how Trevor will be brought back, or a descendant of his, or flashback, whatever.
Well, he's signed on for what, 2 or 3?
Now they can do Flashpoint, see Trevor.
Oh.
Wonder Woman snaps his neck.
Yeah.
Oh.
And he dies.
He dies again.
That's why I waited.
He's back, Snap.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
That kid's gonna ask that question
And
next
then the
year.
third movie,
He's coming back.
Movie's like third time's a charm, and then he dies in like the first 5 minutes.
Nope.
Thanks, Chris.
He jumps on a hand grenade.
He
Yeah.
steps on a landmine like in Tropic Thunder. Oh.
Let's make the best movie ever. Or something. Snap. And he picks his head up. Ooh. Oh, I'm under rock.
Diana, it's snowing.
Cyborg hacking into the Bat Spider, which that reminds me of John Peters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure he's thrilled, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
It's a callback to our review on Superman Lives.
Documentary.
Yeah. John Peters wanted the spider at the time, and they made it happen in Wild Wild West instead.
Oh.
But this bat thing, I'm just saying it probably pleases him because he likes spiders for some reason. But I liked when
Good for him, I guess.
I like when Cyborg hacked into it though,
Yeah.
and he told Alfred, he's like, "I got this, Alfred,"
Yeah,
and Alfred's like, "Do I know you?"
It kind of weirded me out because like he seemed very
Possessed
by something.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he hacked or what. But I mean, it might not.
He did hack it for sure because he
No. I don't know if he got hacked.
Oh, I'm saying, yeah.
Because he was like, "I got it."
Yeah.
But I liked
I'm
his.
like, why are you so pissed?
I liked his because I haven't really seen much of his acting, and I was really impressed. He
was like a theater actor,
right? Which I think at the time we were like, "Oh, really?"
I'm just glad that his moves are less robotical now in these new scenes that we're getting.
Yeah.
You know, like that previous scene where he kind of looks over and it's like all hodgepodge, like
the one that came out 2 years ago.
Yeah, it looks absolutely like duty.
It's like CGI gets better with time.
It does.
Flash's costume is amazing.
Yeah, I was, as a big fan of the TV show, I'm like, oh boy, I like the TV costume, and I'm totally sold on the movie.
Yeah,
too. It's
yeah.
great.
I like how amateur it is because it's like he built it himself.
Yeah.
Isn't it like NASA material in the movie or something? That's really cool.
Spare parts or something like that.
I like the blue sparks. They show that in Suicide Squad,
when he's about to run and then it's like his symbol lights up.
Oh man,
just gone. Oh my god.
I would like to know how somebody who can run that fast flails their arms like a crazy person when they're trying to run though. Like, have you seen it? It's like wide, gaping arm turns.
Is that him shooting his?
What are you talking about?
Lightning?
Well, like when he's running fast, like when they're showing that slow motion.
You got to get the speed.
Yeah, but you don't flail your arms.
You don't
out
just
like you're trying to
run like this.
Well, I think
you would be like, oh.
I think
a Peanuts character dancing.
I'm just saying, just keep it close to the body.
Right.
I think he's whipping out lightning though when he's doing those arm extensions.
Yeah, he might be doing that.
Yeah.
Well, if that's the case, then I'm sorry.
Don't apologize to me. Apologize to Ezra Miller.
Yeah, for real.
Apologize to Jason Momoa. He's right behind you. Grab your head.
Run. It's like
He's still alive.
It's like they just took like in order to get the part, you had to actually run for somebody on screen.
Maybe.
They just picked the goofiest.
He's got a running
out
coach.
of all of them.
It's slow-mo. I mean, I don't know. We'll see when the movie comes out.
So like his arms are grabbing for fake air or something.
Everybody in the theater is gonna be like, "This is so awesome!" Mitch is gonna be laughing like.
Who runs like this? No track coach would let you run like that.
A man was beaten to death in the Justice League stream.
Sources say it was his friends.
Oh my gosh.
But Ezra Miller did have a cool part, a little part during the panel. I don't know what they were talking about. But like
he's kind of out there, isn't he? A little bit.
Yeah, he's very weird, but in a really good way. But Chris Hardwick said, it got to the point where he's like, "How dare you? This is my house." And then he points to the fan. Ezra Miller points to the fan. He's like, "This is their house." And everybody's like, "Yeah!" So it was cool. But
yeah, Cyborg looks amazing, and
Cyborg looks good.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I saw that trailer so many times, and the visuals are just incredible. I love the Fat Bat symbol so much since they brought that out, and the signal. I want to own the signal. It's put on top of my house. Shows up one day. Oh my god!
Yeah. Josh is home. How do you know? Fat Bat symbol is in there.
I'll be up there. Cave through the roof. Yeah. Not wearing hockey pads. Krypton trailer. Did you catch that by any chance?
I thought there was only like a teaser trailer.
Yeah, I mean, but it showed a lot of visuals. It was,
I don't know.
I mean, it was very similar to what we saw in Man of Steel. However, it's not connected. I really
it's the same symbol.
Get all, huh?
But it's the same symbol.
Yeah,
so
it might be altered a little bit. I don't know. It looks like it could be. So it's probably DC and DC TV trying to be like, well, I don't know if we're going to share that. If it's good, we'll share it. How about that?
Yeah.
So just make it good.
Well, but I mean, they've confirmed pretty much like a lot of characters. Like Doomsday, they've confirmed.
Adam Strange, Hawkwoman, Brainiac.
Hawkwoman?
Yeah.
Oh.
Not Hawkgirl.
Why aren't they calling her Hawkgirl?
Because it's not the same character,
That's
I guess.
Dumb. Do away with it.
I didn't write it.
Hear me now, Jeff Johns.
I know. Are you guys excited? I know you have cable, right? You have because it's going to be on the Sci-Fi Channel. Yeah. So, I don't know. I mean, Sci-Fi is trying to revamp their programming.
As they should.
Yeah, I guess. So that means no more Sharknadoes, probably.
I don't know. Their original series are pretty great. Dark Matter.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite shows on TV.
And those are on Netflix, right?
Yeah.
So maybe this will.
No more Sharktopus. A giant shark front with an octopus back body that jumps out of the water.
Oh my gosh.
Takes down airplanes.
I didn't know what that was.
They went on vacation a lot. And there's like, here's an idea. I'm going to go. Yeah. No, it looks interesting. I don't know. I'll check it out somehow, but yeah. I mean, I'll probably wait to see if people are saying it's good. Then I'll be like, all right, I'll give it a look.
Always watch the first episode and just kind of
give it a chance. Yeah. Because it's like, was it Jor-El's grandfather or something?
It's Superman's grandfather.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So it'll be interesting because Kryptonians don't have Superman powers. I think a lot of people think that.
Yeah, they don't.
It's like
they're under a red sun.
Yeah.
Right. So it's gonna be just a soap opera.
The small celestial star from this blue globe gives them powers.
Wow, that's deep.
I know.
It's poetry now.
I know.
That's nice. Now you know. The more you know.
Play that song over that.
Right.
Okay.
But actually do the song from American Gladiators.
Make sure they introduce
Or the Price is Right fail theme.
I'm gonna get a sound effect board eventually.
Yeah,
We'll have fun with that.
It's all farts.
Yeah. I don't know what else to do. This is the best. Yeah. Death and Return of Superman. It's an animated movie that's been announced. Will be a two-parter. We talked a little bit before the show. I was like, hey, didn't they make a Superman Doomsday? So this is probably more comic related. not so.
And they'll probably flesh out that actual story itself as opposed to a lot of the references and all that other stuff. But that's still one of my favorite comic series or storylines of all time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the death and return of Superman, and spawned a lot of great characters. It was a good 30 or 40 total if you span in Reign of the Supermen and the whole lead up.
That's what I was going to ask you. I was like, do you think they're going to throw that in there, like the Reign of the Supermen?
Oh man, I would love it, but if it's 2-parter, I don't know.
Well, I mean,
if it's a 2-parter,
you need them though, right?
It's 2 hours and 30 minutes. If they're going like with the regular one.
I would love to. I'm a huge Steel fan. Like,
I think that if they're going to stay faithful to it, they at least have to address Cyborg, Steel. You know, Superboy.
I hope so.
Well, I mean, with the Dark Knight Returns, they cut some stuff out, so it'd be very easy just to find the most important parts, and especially with the Reign of the Superman, and just leave those in.
Yeah, I hope so.
Not address that.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I know all the Supermen weren't. I mean, they had perks, but a lot of them didn't work. Cause I think Steel was probably the most successful out of it.
Steel and Superboy, both got their own series afterwards. The Eradicator, and then Hank Henshaw, the Cyborg, were both, they're both villains, really. You know,
isn't the Eradicator the cool guy with the glasses?
Yeah,
he's like, he looked like Arnold. Well, yeah, that too, but he looked like Terminator to me.
And so that was a brief period where he went from villain to hero and all that. But and then Hank Henshaw culminated into the destruction of Coast City, 6 million people dying, and the whole thing. Hal Jordan losing his marbles, and it was a huge storyline. So I'm excited to see how they pull it off. As far as I'm concerned, you can make this like a Netflix series, 10 episodes, and flesh it out perfectly.
It's probably the most popular Superman story, if not.
It's one of, if not the most.
Did it do better than Dark Knight Returns? Because it came out.
I think in actual sales, yes, because that really spawned the speculator market too. Yeah. A lot of people flocking to comic stores for the Death of Superman and all that. But I hope they do follow it because. Guy Gardner getting his butt kicked by Doomsday, and the whole thing. I mean, he just decimated the Justice League, and so. But the Justice League wasn't the big ones that we're seeing now. It was a different group, but man, I can't wait.
That's cool.
And the lead up too, reading because I read Superman before all that happened. In the last couple panels of each issue, you just saw this huge gloved hand just hitting something, and then eventually it kept happening, and then Doomsday breaks out, and so I mean, they were showing a big lead up to something, and
because that's where he's wearing like
he was all
green suit,
right? Yeah, it was his.
Cool.
He was all
ready
to go, and it was awesome, man.
That's crazy.
I wonder if there are any reviews for Death of Superman comic where they're like, honestly, I didn't see him dying. I didn't know that was going to happen. Very disappointed by this comic.
I didn't get it. Yeah.
Real quick, I kind of wanted to throw out my little speculation on the end of the Justice League trailer.
I actually wanted to backtrack to that. Go ahead.
Okay. So what I'm thinking is going to happen. I have no idea, no possible idea, just a rumor. So Superman comes back, but he's not like he loses his memory or doesn't have it in him to do the whole like I can't do this or whatever.
50% Superman.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like him and Bruce Wayne have a little like back and forth for I don't know, maybe 10 minutes. I have no idea. But he pretty much tries to remind him who he is, and he still like has faith in that Superman will come back. At this point, he has the mullet because like he's kind of just been off doing his own thing or whatever, trying to find himself. So he's got the mullet, doesn't believe in himself, or just doesn't know who he is. Like literally like lost his memory. So then comes back. Alfred's like, he said you'd come, because that's what he said. He said you'd come. So
let's hope.
Yeah,
it's not too late. Hope kept. They had the headline of World Without Hope.
People are saying that's a red herring, and I'm like, why? You know what's gonna happen.
Right, we know he's coming back.
Superman's in this movie?
Yeah. What? Again?
Well,
they go 3 movies without seeing Superman.
Play on words.
Yeah.
It's a symbol for hope. So
I saw someone say, "Let's S. You're not too late."
Yeah.
It is super to see you.
It's Hooper.
It's really super, man.
They should look at the screen when they say
Well, the body.
I did not kill that parademon. I did not. Oh, hi, Clark.
Yeah, the bottom of the screen you can see a blurry red. Like, it's very faint.
Yeah.
But
People are saying it's like Hal Jordan's.
he's got a red cape.
Brown jacket or something. I'm like, you're digging just a
Wait,
little too
what? That's
Yeah.
red.
Yeah, and I'm just like, you're just digging a little too deep here. Like, I know the lantern is supposed to show up. They never said it's going to be an Earth lantern. Or, like, because there's always a lantern of 2814. But he may not be around. Like, he may be off doing whatever, like something else. But they said that he's going to show up. But I don't think he's going to be, like, the missing ingredient or something. You know, not right now.
He's not the big reveal. There's no way.
No.
As much as, you know,
So
I love Green Lantern, it doesn't make sense to have him be the big reveal.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds is back, guys.
Yeah. So that's my speculation.
How about yours?
Also, it'd be cool to see Bruce Wayne takes Superman into the Batcave once he found him trying to just sort out what's going on. Then you find out Bruce Wayne took the body of Doomsday and he's got it displayed, and Superman turns around and he's like,
With a big coin next to him.
Don't do that.
The penny and the playing card.
Remember.
Exactly.
He killed you. It's like in Happy Gilmore when he gives that alligator to Chubbs and he falls out the window.
Lee Trevino looks up and just...
I don't know.
Cut the credits.
But yeah, I just wanted to talk about that. I don't know what you guys think, or if you have any thoughts.
Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've watched that preview several times. And
You're one of the ones who wants it to be Green Lantern.
I am. I've looked in Alfred's glasses. The hue that's coming
deep
off
into
of
his
his
eyes.
and
You were like, who is it?
He
I
found
pulled
love
him a
instead.
moa and looked outside the eyes, and the only thing I can see is the light shining off of the car that he's working on. I need to go back again and see it so I can see the hue that you're talking about, the red hue at the bottom.
He'll be like, Green Lantern, why do you have a red cape on?
Yeah.
And then Steve walks out of the theater.
Right. Done. And into traffic.
Well, there's another Steve gone too soon.
Right.
Steve Trevor. Well,
He'll be back.
Then there's another screenshot where it's on the bat plane or Batwing. I don't know what they're calling it in this universe, but it's a flying fox because that's how they get everywhere. But there's a green light, kind of like on all planes, a green and red light. People are like, "Oh, it's flying through the sky! It's flying that plane!" I'm like, "No, it's on the plane."
Yeah.
He's pushing the plane.
He's just following FAA rules,
The Ring is trying to find Hal at that exact moment. It's like, I guess, but also it's on the wing.
Yeah, so just knock it off.
People want it to be something different so badly.
Maybe it's Sinestro.
Yeah, they're just seeing things that don't exist.
That happens a lot to me.
Turn something on. Oh, it's a green light.
Is that Hawk and Dove?
Nice.
No, not at all.
Now shut up. I'm trying to watch this movie.
Yeah.
God.
Who knows?
So let's move into Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
Thor Ragnarok trailer dropped.
Looks good.
Oh, yes. You didn't see it.
No, I'm not doing that's the second trailer.
Okay.
I
Fair enough.
made the exception for Justice League.
Yeah.
Because it only lasted about maybe a minute to resist that, and then I was like, I can't.
Well, I'll break it down just a little bit.
No, good.
Kidding. I'm digging the soundtrack. Did you catch it too, Steve?
Not watching it either.
Not watching it? Okay. Me and Mitch are on this
soundtrack
one.
very much like Guardians. Has that kind of feel
Are
to
they
it?
doing old songs?
No, I would just say the tonality of it.
It's like hard rock.
The sound itself is like what Stranger Things did with their soundtrack.
80s.
It's very 80s.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I mean,
Even
the look
even
is
graphics
80s.
For
Yes.
Ragnarok looks very 80s.
I'm digging it. I mean, this is going to be a very different Thor movie than the other two. And it kind of saddens you because I could have got this in the other two movies, It's just the color palette. It's just so bright, and it's like Guardians a lot.
The
but
graphics, the size and scope
ships,
of what's
ships,
going on, is just going to be amazing. And maybe that's to help tie into, the Avengers, where Thor meets.
Maybe it's a culture obsessed with the 80s for some reason. They got one of our satellites.
80s
and they're
party.
Yeah.
Love it.
Well, I say that because Banner.
Have you heard that Nick Swartzen joke?
No.
He's like, you could, tell anybody, like, they're throwing an 80s party. It's like, I told my girlfriend, like, hey, you want to go to Osama bin Laden party? It's like, a terrorist? No. Like, as an asshole? It's like, well, it's an 80s party. Like, what time is it?
Well, anyway, Bruce Banner, he doesn't seem to know where he is,
No.
and he's talking to Thor, and they're rehashing the battle they just had. Him as Hulk, and Thor said he won, and he said that doesn't sound right, but he's wearing a blazer with a like a t-shirt underneath it, and Bruce Banner is not the Hulk, Okay. Nightclub Hulk,
Right.
smoking a cigarette. But
He smokes Virginia Slims.
But yeah, he had a T-shirt. It looked like Gem or something on it. It looked very 80s, and Hulk. He's got a short haircut now because Banner does. I like how they did that transition.
Yeah.
I think they're, just to set an example, back in the television movies with Bill Bixby.
Mm-hmm.
He had like a beard in one movie, and he turned into the Hulk, and the beard disappeared.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, what?
It disappeared into his face.
Yeah, he must have. Yeah, it just sucked up through his skin.
Retractable.
But no, I thought that was cool. And
So hit a button, just like.
but he looks more like traditional Hulk. It's pretty cool.
I
And
just thought about that. Why does Hulk need hair? Because he's like an entity, isn't he? Like he's just like a force. Like he can't really be killed. Like why does he need?
Well, he's like an extension of him, like physically. So
Does he
yeah.
have penis? I don't think he does.
That's a
Doesn't
whole
need
other
it.
movie. That's a whole other movie. Black Widow wishes to know the answer.
Smash.
Dat ass.
A new move on PS3.
What?
The Nutcracker.
I think his second name's Tripod.
With his arms crossed.
So the trailer, did you guys like?
Yes,
it?
Kate Blanchett. She's making evil look good, and she's got all these different wardrobe changes. Yeah, she's gonna be a great
Indiana
villain.
Jones,
Was horrible.
No,
great villain, great movie.
no,
She looks way better in this one.
I forgive her.
That's not how it looks.
No,
Well,
I'm just saying, like, her presence, her ability to portray that she's...
Well, you liked that movie though, didn't you?
I liked it when it came out.
Okay, yeah.
Everybody was like, "Oh, it's shit," and I was like, "Oh yeah, it's bad."
Yeah, I still remember. I took him with me, and my friends and I, we saw it. And
I hadn't even seen the first one. So I had nothing to
this
base
is
it off.
no. You're totally innocent in this, but he came out and he's like, "That was a good movie," and we're all just like, "That sucked," and he was just like,
It was very
What
much like
happened,
Full
guys?
Metal Jacket. The first half was awesome, then you got to the last half, and you're like, oh.
I had trouble with the whole thing, but I don't know. It's got some
monkeys.
rewatchable parts, but Hulk and Thor in the end of the trailer, they talk about their love for fire. It's kind of funny, and you get to hear the Hulk talk.
Yeah.
It works. It's not, but yeah, I can't wait to see this. This is coming out in November, just the same as
What is
Justice League.
That big entity at the end where Hulk's coming down.
I think
is that
that's
Ragnarok?
Kate. Yeah,
Okay.
or maybe I don't know. It's not Kate Blanchett, probably. It might be Ragnarok, but I thought Ragnarok was a Thor clone.
Yeah, it is, but it also means like it's like the equivalent of hell.
Okay.
It's like they have,
Well,
you know,
that's what it looks like.
They have Valhalla and then they have hell, so it's probably just basing it off that. Like they're probably not going to go the whole Thor.
Mhm. It's just really an extension of the trailer we saw before. There's new scenes, obviously, with the Hulk. That's huge, and Bruce Banner. It's nice to see them. They assemble a team to take back Asgard, it looks like. So it's like a road trip movie. That's how they describe it. It's like 48 hours in space with these characters.
It'd be
So
nice
I think
to
that's really
see
cool.
them get along instead of just
Movie's
butting
48
heads.
hours long.
Yeah. Well, some
Here's
people.
your goddamn dinner.
Yeah, there you go. It's like a dirty cook. A cigar.
When
Enjoy
Nick
it.
Nolte did that scene for Eddie Murphy, the vending machine, what candy bar was it? Anyone?
Snickers?
Zagnut.
I don't even know what that means.
I like when he goes.
No, it was an old candy bar. Yeah,
I haven't seen that around.
What's Nolte's character name in that? Do you remember? Jack?
I'm Nick Nolte.
I think it's Jack, yeah. I don't remember his last name.
But there's like
Oh, he
a
was in-
clip where Eddie Murphy goes, tell me a story. And he goes, fuck you.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that story or something. That movie's classic.
That's where you take your pansy ass actors.
I'm Nick Nolte. Iron Fist is getting a new showrunner. I think a lot of people are gonna embrace that. Raven Metzner.
Ooh, that sounds cool.
I know, right?
A lady or a dude?
Both.
All right.
I don't know.
Just curious.
Well, let's break it down though. Steve and Joey saw Iron Fist, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, you think it deserves a new showrunner? Like you?
I don't think it would hurt because I don't think it was as popular as the other Marvel Netflix series. I did enjoy it, but at the same time, it felt a little slow in some parts, and it kind of went in weird places. But I did enjoy it overall. So, I don't think it's going to hurt having a new showrunner on this thing just to, give it another shot in the arm.
Mm-hmm. Sure. And, of course, we have the Defenders, which I think is going to show him fighting a lot better. Because a lot of people complain about his fighting style, all that crap. But this looks really good, though.
I think during that panel, the Defenders panel, they told Finn Jones that they're doing a second season. They've been renewed for a second season.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Iron Fist, and he was like, ah!
Yeah.
And Mike Coulter, who plays Luke Cage, he looked confused for a second. He's like, what? And I don't know. I mean, he might have been confused about something else, but it was immediately after, and he was like
he just punched him.
He was like, what's Iron Fist?
Yeah, Sigourney Weaver is going to be the bad guy, and oh man, it looks cool. That's oh gosh, do we know when that's coming out?
I think it's later in August.
And the Punisher made an appearance, right, towards the end.
Yeah, it was like a little snippet though.
Right, and then they showed the first episode for the Punisher show.
Oh wow, nice.
And yeah, I got good response. Yeah, I was there. Excellent
series in Daredevil, that and the whole Punisher storyline.
Made up for all those movies that. Back in the day, I loved the Thomas Jane, but it doesn't hold up too well. That's not the first Punisher.
Or no, I mean like the
Thomas Jane.
Before Warzone.
Right, yeah. No, yeah, it's all right. It's got some problems, but I did dig the evil twins Travolta had for kids, and his bad guy was kind of interesting. But yeah, I definitely liked the fight between him and the Nash. What's Kevin Nash? Nash, yeah. That was really
Don Johnson.
Yeah. That was kind of a weird crossover there, but Daniel's suits were nice.
Had that Barracuda.
Yeah. Ant-Man and the Wasp, they didn't have any clips, but they have started filming, and they released some details on the cast. Michelle Pfeiffer.
Catwoman.
Yes.
Coming back. Still fits in the suit.
Selena Kyle. What? No, she's going to be Janet Van Dyne. So that's a big deal, because a lot of people were like, it's going to be Catherine Zeta-Jones, because, Michael Douglas
People always do
wanted
that stuff, though. People always do that stuff to where it's like, oh, it's going to be this because it fits in well. It's like, oh, listen to my opinion, movie makers, because it would be cute if you did this. It's like, well, relax.
Yeah, but we kind of did that with Deadpool and it worked.
No, but it was like, okay, so before Michael Keaton was cast as Vulture, there was this video going around on Facebook of a guy with a jetpack with wings. Yeah. And it looked like Vulture, and he was bald and looked like the character a bit. And they were like, when you make a new Spider-Man movie, cast this guy. And I was like, can he act? Is he just a guy with a jetpack? I mean,
he's dead. He tried to make that happen, and
he's dead. He's dead.
Dove right to the ground. Yeah. No, they're gonna have Lawrence Fishburne, so he's gonna walk amongst two worlds there.
He hates DC now.
Yeah.
Can't wait for that story.
Perry White dies, confirmed. Yeah, writing him off.
Well, we probably just won't see him because he hasn't been teased for the Justice League movie at all, has he?
No, but Lois Lane's there, so who knows if he's.
Well, Superman's still dead, so.
True. He'll be playing Dr. Bill Foster, which in the comics he's Black Goliath, and he's also the second Giant Man. His nephew later on, Tom Foster, takes over the mantle.
This is Tom.
Hi, Tommy. Oh, hi, guys.
Oh, hi, Tom.
Hannah John Kamen, she's going to play Ghost. I don't really... Do you know these characters? Yeah. No. Sadly, I don't, but... Walton Goggins, I'm looking forward to. He's a great actor, and he'll probably be a bad guy. His character is Sonny Birch, so those out there who know that character is.
Is the heist team back?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah. Smolchin and T.I. for some reason. He wasn't bad. He wasn't bad by any means.
It was kind of weird, but yeah.
Actor to choose.
Well, I needed some intermission music.
He had some quips, and they do have good chemistry, especially when they go, "Let's go help him out." Back the van up
in the van. Yeah,
that was good.
That was pretty funny.
That's a good team. But Captain Marvel, they announced that Brie Larson, of course, we already knew she was going to be Captain Marvel.
I always thought it was Catherine Marvel.
And they changed it.
Knowledge is power.
Yeah.
Concept art was released. It's pretty similar to what we've seen with fan art. It looks great. It's going to be a prequel movie set in the 90s. She's going to take on the Skrulls, which is a shape-shifting alien race. Nick Fury will be back, and he'll have 2 eyes. So, yeah, all right. See you.
He should have 2 eye patches.
I love how they point that out. He'll have 2 eyes.
2 eyes.
When did he lose his eyes?
I don't know.
Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean...
Oh, they bring back Robert Redford? That'd be cool.
DH him.
Oh, man, they have to... that'd be...
That's some CGI.
You know what? Get Brad Pitt to play the young Robert Redford.
Right, exactly.
He's not dead, is he?
Brad Pitt?
Oh, Robert Redford?
No, he's not.
Oh.
No.
His haircut is. It's from the 70s.
You got him there, Mitch. He's hurting now.
But I guess Fox and Marvel share the Skrull rights, so some people were like, well, maybe they'll make a deal.
You gotta call them Skrulls to avoid copyright infringement.
So you basically have to stutter through it?
It's Skrulls with 3 L's.
Well, there's a cool, like...
The last L is silent.
There's a cool thing going around, like, what if the Fantastic Four bought Tony Stark's building?
Yeah.
That's a little spoiler. I forgot you haven't seen, whatever it's called, Homecoming.
I have not yet.
I haven't seen Homecoming?
You have, but Steve and Mitch haven't. So we just gave away the ending.
I didn't. I said nothing.
Well, honestly, I didn't give much away. It's just a building, so.
The Baxter building.
Yeah.
Was it the part where Spider-Man dies?
No, after.
That was a really good part.
It was after.
When Stacy die again?
They're going to recast Spider-Man now.
It's when Aunt May and Tony Stark got married at the reception. And they, they're going to book the building. Black Panther.
And he lost his left arm at the honeymoon, right?
Yes, yeah.
And Spider-Man dies?
And Spider-Man dies.
Black Panther footage was released and it got a standing ovation. I read some of the description. It's going to be a big movie.
Yeah.
It's really cool. I'm excited. And Ryan Coogler, he did Creed, right?
Movie. Yeah.
Coogler, sorry.
Yeah, it's funny because it sounds like Cougar. He's making a movie about a panther. It's whatever. But yeah,
John Cougar Mellencamp will do the soundtrack.
I watched the panel for that too, and he talked about growing up as a kid, like he loved X-Men and I think he said Spider-Man or something, and he was like, but as he got older, he was like I want to hear that looks like me, and then somebody told him about Black Panther, and he was like really excited to be bringing this movie to life and being able to do it right for the fans. So it was really cool to see, and they had like the whole cast. They had Michael B. Jordan. They had I can't think
Forrest Whitaker.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I felt bad for him because it was his first Comic-Con, and he said that like quietly in the microphone a little bit, like he was like, "It's my first Comic-Con."
Did he do his voice from Star Wars Rogue One?
No.
Did he wink at the fans?
But so he's like, "Yeah, it's my first Comic-Con," and then like nobody really said anything, and then like 2 people later, he was like, "This is my first Comic-Con," and everybody was like, "Yeah!" I was like, "Oh, go back to Forrest."
We're stoned.
And then they had the guy from Get Out. I can't remember. It was like Daniel, whatever. But
right. Yeah.
And they praised that a bit. They were like, Get Out, changed the game. Everybody clapped, and unanimously they loved it.
Cool.
Yeah, it was cool to see the dynamic between the cast. So I'm excited for Black Panther.
Yeah.
Well, Marvel, of course, they started talking to Coogler before the movie got going, and talks fell apart, just similar to the Michael Keaton talks.
Mm-hmm.
I think those were good saves on Marvel's part. They probably just gave more money, I take it, but yeah, Keaton definitely turned out to be a great villain. And
they're probably realizing, we can make good movies if we're not idiots.
Right, exactly.
Genius. All right. Well, that's pretty much the DC Marvel news I have. I don't know if you have anything else to contribute.
Not really. I mean, that was the Justice League one was really the only panel I
Right,
followed
that was
the
big.
blog to. Because, again, you know, I know I've said this before, but growing up with the Justice League cartoon and now seeing it come to life is really great. And I'm sure, you know, I mean, if you guys read the comics, I know Steve's a big fan of Justice League and Green Lantern. I'm sure they're going to do it right this time. So it's all really exciting. It's all very hopeful for what's going to happen.
Yeah, very exciting. Yeah, I hope for the best. I'm pumped. You know, I know they have reshoots coming up, but that's kind of a norm. I mean, a lot of people.
It really is.
Only
For
negative.
Justice League?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they mentioned that too. It was he was.
They're about done, I think he said.
They are done.
They are done. Okay.
He's like, we're done. It was really brief, if anything. And he's like, Joss is a great guy. I mean, you know, Zach got the right guy to come in and just kind of finish everything up.
Yeah.
So
They gave praise to Snyder. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Another thing. Ray Fisher was wearing his Borg Life shirt, and he ripped it off, and it said "I heart ZS" for Zack Snyder.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even catch that.
And
That's awesome.
They praised him, and you know, he posted something later like, "We want to be here without our fearless leader." And it was like, God, they just, you know,
Yeah.
it's so the loyalty is crazy.
That's good though. They're trying to make him feel good in a difficult time.
Yeah.
So we got some more items to talk about. Star Trek Discovery. That trailer dropped.
Oh, yeah. I'll see you guys soon.
Bye, Joey.
No, there's more after this. Don't worry. We're gonna come
I don't
back
hate
to
it. I'm trying to convey that I don't hate it by any means. I'm just not interested.
Nerds attack.
But I'm sure it's going to be cool for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, it was certainly way different than anything we've ever seen with Star Trek before.
Yeah.
I'm super excited. The Klingons look pretty intense.
Yes, they do.
But,
yeah, they're kind of growing on me still. I'm not.
I'm kind of the same way.
Yeah.
I saw it and I'm first, is that a Klingon? You know, it wasn't really, you know, but.
It's a bizarre ritual.
They do still have the shattered cranial exoskeleton at the tricep of the world.
Yes,
so
yes.
But that's from Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Well, we get all
Yes, I know that.
So
I too got that reference.
but yeah, I'm excited. You know, we'll hopefully it's out in September, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's September 24th, maybe something like that.
Happy birthday. A few weeks later.
Oh, thank you. I can't wait. Yeah, no, it's
Hopefully it'll be great.
Yeah, it looks very different from what we've seen before. It's kind of like JJ universe looking. I don't know. I don't think it's in that universe, but
It's in the Prime universe, but it has that feel to it.
Mhm.
So yeah, we'll see, right? You know, I mean, I like the whole Deep Space Nine, TNG, Voyager. It's not always an action movie kind of a thing because you know, you get the characterization and hopefully they blend that in because right now the trailer looks to me like just nonstop action.
yeah.
You know, which you know, okay.
They have time to craft good,
right.
you know,
so I'm
stories
hoping that
between.
that's in there too.
Yeah.
But again, characterization scenes like that and a slower plot don't make for great trailers. You know,
Right.
so
Yeah,
I get it.
yeah, right.
I get what
Right.
they're doing. You know,
Right.
so hopefully that there's that balance.
It's like, let's have a conversation. The whole audience
Yeah.
falls asleep.
Right.
Yeah.
They're just getting a coffee out of the replicator and there's no dialogue. You know, I mean.
You should be nice to so and so.
Right.
You're a person too.
Wouldn't it be funny if like the replicator just messed up and gave tea Earl Grey hot every single time?
You're like, oh, a nod. Yeah. Yeah.
No. This is not what I asked for.
No, but yeah, the effects look great. They're crisp, and the show is gonna be. It looks like a ton of adventure.
Yeah.
It's gonna be in
Are
there.
they
You know,
still
it's
only doing whatever the deal was with like it's not going to be on
CBS.
TV. It's going to be on some.
Oh,
as far as I know, it'll premiere on CBS.
All access.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the first episode actually will premiere on the network, but also the access, and Netflix I think will also have it as well. I hope because that's what I have. So
Yeah.
I know overseas Netflix
Probably
will
have to
get
wait
it, but
until.
yeah, I mean they're going to be released each week, so it doesn't necessarily mean it's like you can just binge watch,
Right.
but they'll be there. So yeah, that I can't wait. It looks great. It looks like Sarek finds the main character in a ship torn apart, you know, years later, and it is confirmed that she is Spock's half sister.
Okay.
Through adoption, you know,
Gotcha.
because she's totally human. So that was kind of confusing the first trailer, but yeah, it looks great. Jason Isaacs is. I like his last line. It was like
Malfoy.
Yes, I like his last line was like, "I'm trying to stop a war."
Yeah.
Aren't you, or something like that?
Yeah.
Or it was really great, and we didn't get much look of the Discovery, the ship that a lot of people have really been losing their minds over.
Right. I mean, good buzz to it.
Yeah, it's really cool design. Something about they discovered a new speed or something.
Yeah.
It's 10 years before Kirk and Spock and all them.
Oh,
so, huh? Never mind. But yeah, the technology looks great. It looks like she's in the oh gosh,
Space.
That too. When they send you when you're in trouble on a ship, they send you to the
timeout.
To the brig?
Yes. Yep. She isn't. Don't you think she is? There's like some kind of hologram.
That's
projector.
what it looked like, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, who knows? I'm excited. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I enjoyed the space shuttle launching out of the hangar. That was really cool. But
I mean, there's no question. It's got really great
What the hell?
It's got really great visuals.
Yeah.
So
scared the crap out of me.
Hopefully it'll measure up to what the trailer looks like.
Yeah, I look forward to it. Of course, we got Jonathan Frakes. He'll be directing. So
yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah, ready.
He's got a little bit of experience in Star Trek.
Right. Excellent.
Sorry. You want to share with the class?
Did you shart or something?
No, it's just what he says. I put somebody when they were in trouble. You should time out.
I thought you were done laughing about that. I mean,
it's just finally gonna be.
Jeez.
Sorry.
Gosh.
Sorry.
Ready?
That out.
It was just
No, sorry.
Ready Player One, which is going to be directed by Steven Spielberg. It stars the guy from X-Men, Cyclops. He played. It's
Patrick Stewart.
No.
Oh.
Ty Sheridan.
Oh,
the new Cyclops. Yes.
Where his brother died, and he was like, "Oh no," and then he just moved on.
Yeah.
So good thing he's in this movie then.
Check for a body. Yeah, he's dead. Sure.
He's incinerated.
He was a prick. It's based off the popular book, directed by Spielberg. It's like a virtual reality world.
It really surprised me. I didn't think I was gonna like it that much.
I can't believe how many pop culture references they were able to use.
The DeLorean, you got the Iron Giant, which I heard he's going to be a pivotal part in that.
That's crazy.
Thing.
I haven't read the book, but I didn't know they had this stuff in it. He kills Freddy at one time. Yeah.
And then they use the Willy Wonka song.
That's crazy.
Pure Imagination.
Yeah, you get to see a DeLorean fishtail down a street and just it's racing with
sweet. It's completely CGI. Like you can't. Like it is, but it looks pretty good.
No, and they're probably still polishing the effects too. Yeah. I don't know when it's due out, but I think Simon Pegg's in
Ready
it.
Player One.
Yeah. Basically, they're competing to get the creator of this reality. I think he passed, and it's all about winning the contest for his riches.
Yeah.
So.
Also, I don't know if it's for sure, but one of the screenshots when he's like walking in the club or whatever. It's Harley Quinn and Deadpool holding hands.
Oh, cool.
Because that's pushed on the fan base community. Like they love those two.
So it's kind of a period piece in a way.
Well,
more or less.
Yeah, like all these icons. I'll have to read the book.
They have to adapt it for modern time now.
Must be his programming, maybe. All the movies he likes, he throws them in there. Yeah, but it's cool how they can use all those characters. I mean. Yeah. Of course, I mean
it's Spielberg. Spielberg would be like,
a lot of them,
yeah, sure.
Yeah, well, Iron Giant was DreamWorks, I think, so it's kind of his property, and of course, Back to the Future, and he produced those, so that's probably how they're able to use a lot of that, which is great. I'm all for that.
Think E.T. will be in there?
Oh, I could see that. He was in Phantom Menace. I think we could get him in this one. So,
yeah.
Well, his species was anyway. They're like, like we're in this damn movie. Let's get out of it. That Jake Lloyd, what a shitty actor. Like smoking cigarettes. Kingsman, The Golden Circle. That trailer dropped. Did you catch the panel at all?
Yeah, I watched the panel. Halle Berry
is nuts.
Drink what?
Oh, never mind.
No, she's not nuts. She drank a pint of whiskey, like because they were kind of just they were chanting chug, and they're like thinking she wanted to do it,
and then she threw up.
No, she did it, and then she was like. Kind of out of it for the rest of the time.
Well, yeah.
Like someone asked her a question. She was like, "What? Who are you talking to?" I was like, oh no.
That's the time to ask her the big questions. Like, are you done with Storm? Do you think you did a good job with Storm?
So,
What's Eddie Murphy like?
There wasn't really anything that was. I mean, they just kind of asked like on-set questions and stuff. I didn't watch the new trailer, but I heard it was good.
Because it's a second trailer.
Yeah.
Did you watch the trailer, Mitch?
No, not yet.
It's awesome. It's more of the same as we saw in the first one, but basically Kingsman, their whole organization gets I don't know if you could say destroyed. There might be a few.
That's what it looks like. The building gets destroyed and all that.
So they meet the statesman. Kingsman is like they embody the '60s British spy. They have great suits and stuff, and they meet the statesman, which they are
racist.
Yes, yeah. They're like 80s cowboys, pretty much. Yeah. Their headquarters is in a high rise. It's like, it reminds me of Dallas, like the Ewing building.
Yeah.
And so and each of them have a code name related to alcohol.
Yeah.
Channing Tatum's Agent Tequila, and Jeff Bridges is Champagne.
Nice.
And there's another guy, I think he's whiskey, but it is really cool. And
I figured Channing Tatum would be like non-alcoholic or something.
Duels. Yeah, but it's really cool. They, of course, they have very similar tech. They use ropes instead of umbrellas for weaponry and shotguns. And they have how they get their revenue is through sales of like Kentucky bourbon. So it's kind of a unique way to fund an organization like that. But Halle Berry is the female version of Mark Strong, which she's like the Q of their organization. And Julianne Moore, she's a bad guy, and she's having fun playing the bad guy. It seems. Colin Firth's back, and he's got an eye patch. It's pretty badass. So I told Steve last night. What's that? Yeah, he is. I told Steve last night you should check out the first one because it's. I think you really like it.
Yeah. How are they going to explain that though?
I mean, you haven't seen the first one? Ooh, the first one's
good. I just had a question follow up to how they're going to explain, but if Steve hasn't
I would just say his eye was so strong that it just,
Well, I mean, his glasses too.
Oh,
that's true. Yeah. Right. True. Yeah.
I mean, that was on the promo because it's shot.
Right.
On the poster.
Yeah.
Shot through his glasses or whatever.
So it's not like that far-fetched. I mean, this world's kind of far-fetched in a way, It's fun. It's just a fun Bond movie, I
didn't think it was out. I didn't think it was too I didn't think it was too crazy until they went to that church.
Oh, that was nuts. Yeah.
This does not seem like a real world, but I guess I've never been to a church like this before.
Yeah, or ever, because that congregation's gone. So.
Well, they were really lit.
Yeah. So. Yeah, a little bit. Let's talk big news. This has been years in the making. Todd McFarlane has not let it go. Spawn is getting a rated R reboot, finally. Maybe? Reboot?
They're calling it Respawn.
Respawn. Oh. You might need to tell him that. Yeah.
You can have that idea.
Al Simmons.
$5 million.
It's Al Simmons Spawn, so it's pretty much going to be the one we all know of.
The budget's $10 million, so I'm pretty sure it is.
Is it?
Is it really?
So
that's a rumor.
Well, they're not. It's not going to be traditional Spawn.
Oh, it's not.
Make it like a ghost, and it's going to be. They're making a ton of differences into what this movie version is going to be. It's not a faithful comic adaptation. So.
Okay.
People are freaking out over it.
You're gonna boycott it?
I don't know. We'll see what it looks like.
I don't want to see it.
Yeah.
There's always hope.
Spawn comic, though. Love it to death.
Yeah. I mean, Todd McFarlane is going to direct it. And Blumhouse is producing it, which, you're like, who the hell? They produced Get Out.
They did Get Out. They did
Paranormal Activity, The Purge. Yeah.
Well, then there's possibilities there.
Yeah, no, they're good.
From what I read, it said Al Simmons Spawn, so I have no idea.
Hopefully.
But there's several different Spawns, right?
There are.
Yeah.
Every 100 years, something like that, or maybe it's 1,000. I don't remember. There's some time frame. There's one Spawn.
Yeah.
Is John Leguizamo coming back?
No, there's no. The Violator is not going to be in it at all.
Oh wow.
So.
Well, good.
They'll do
at least
Deadpool.
At this point, it's still way early, so who knows what can happen. But it's reported that Mark
This just
Ruffalo's
in.
not
Spawn
going to
is
be in
coming
the
out
Hulk.
next month.
Right.
It's on Netflix right now. Go check it out. I hope it's good. I mean, they could do a Deadpool thing with it. I think it's just less money and I think they could do something. It's certainly gonna be better than the '97 version, which you can get for. Yeah, I mean it's doesn't hold up too well.
Compared
No.
to
Nothing.
The Room.
Oh yeah.
Sure, that's a good movie, I guess.
Any recent movie with John Travolta?
Or Nick Cage.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Darkwing Duck is coming back
All right.
to the Disney XD. It's going to be a reboot, just like the new DuckTales. So,
Is he gonna have Launchpad McQuack still?
I'm sure.
Yes.
They're going to have all the greats. Joey, you don't even know. Do you know Darkwing Duck at all?
I know I had a towel that had Darkwing.
That's
Duck on
awesome.
I had a fanny pack that had Darkwing Duck after I collected so many food-proof purchases.
it. You got laid.
Not at that age, but still figuring out who I was.
Not voluntarily at that age.
Oh God.
I mean, I knew I was a dude and had to go to the restroom, but that was about it.
What about you, Steve? Were you a Darkwing Duck fan?
I am not. It's not that I don't like it. I just was never the Darkwing Duck dude.
Yeah, he was pretty much Batman.
You never triple
He's a
D.
duck.
Kind of. Yeah, he was kind of like the duck version or duck.
Because he had a duck, he had a duck wing,
Yeah.
like thing,
Yeah.
and that's
Darkwing
cool.
Dark.
Darkwing Dark,
Duckwing Dark.
Duckwing Dark. Yeah.
We've been saying it wrong for years.
There's like a whole long drawn out storyline of DuckTales because you had Launchpad, then you had
The robotic duck, Gizmo Duck.
Gizmo Duck, yeah. Yeah.
They're also bringing back Rocko's Modern Life
Oh, God.
on Nickelodeon.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
That was such a bad cartoon.
What? No, it wasn't.
I hated that.
Fight!
No, it's good. You can have your own opinion.
Awesome.
I'm glad that you liked it. It was kind of a dull cartoon. I remember the first episode thinking, no.
They should bring back Rugrats as adults.
No.
I want to see a live
They did
version of
that.
Ed, and Eddie.
They did Rugrats as adults. It was called All Grown Up.
Teenagers, though.
Yeah.
They weren't adults.
Well, I mean, they were grown.
I'm talking adults with
You want
adult
them all
problems.
Shot out like
They got
4-year-olds?
bills to pay. They're pissed at the world. One's still
Tommy's
shitting
old.
in diapers because they got issues. But yeah, or a spinoff have their kids.
And what always bothered me about Rugrats is that one of the kids had like a smoker's voice already, and they were still a baby.
Well, the mom probably smoked while she
There's a
was.
show about babies that talk.
Yeah. Well, I was trying to put a human touch on it, and I was thinking to myself, how does a baby have a smoker's voice?
That's like criticizing Baby Geniuses. Like, yeah, we know it's a bad movie.
Or toy soldiers?
You got some.
Small Soldiers. Oh,
Yeah.
that was such a good movie. That was my movie back in the day.
That was Phil Hartman's last movie, I think, too.
Phil Hartman's last?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I won't harp on it too much.
Way to put a damper on it.
Oh, good.
Right, Phil. Thank you.
We really need those touch buttons.
Hey, I'm sorry, I got facts. I can't help it. Game of Thrones,
Fun
Steve.
facts.
You got some Game of Thrones
Phil Hartman
news?
died after this movie.
Yeah, tonight is episode 2. Yeah. Oh. Have you seen the first one?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and you guys don't watch, right?
No.
I've never seen it.
But go ahead. You can,
Okay.
Is there boobs in it?
There are none this
Oh.
week. Or the first week there wasn't, but
It was a very filler season premiere, which was weird, but I was like,
yeah, usually the season premiere is something crazy happens. This one set up all the plot threads, I think, for the end.
well, something crazy enough happened when
That musician came on?
no Ed Sheeran was on there, but like people hated that for some reason. I don't know why. People hate Ed Sheeran. I was like,
He has a face for
Oh.
radio.
but that doesn't. But
Well, don't a lot of those guys, though, on that
I
show
thought the
kinda
scene
have
was
a-
awesome with Ed Sheeran. I mean,
Yeah,
it shows. I thought it decked up some of Arya's psychological behavior pretty well and what's going to be happening.
well,
when
and
she's
they
done.
gave her a damn break. She's
Right.
been on the road since like season
Exactly.
3,
Yeah.
and she's
Poor lady.
well. I mean, she's a girl. She's only how old is she supposed to be in this season?
I'd say probably mid-teens.
Yeah, and she's had to learn how to kill all these people. So it gave her a little break just to be like, wow, okay, just breathe for a second before I have to go home.
Well, and let's put it this way: every character's kill count in episode 1 was 0. Hers was 50 plus in episode 1.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's Daenerys lands in Westeros, gets back to Dragonstone, which is their family's castle. Stannis was using it as a lair, so to speak. The whole Jon Snow thing. I mean, it's setting up a ton of stuff.
Two things. Someone said that they might, like, one of the dragons might die, and the White Walkers will, like, reanimate it. Do you think that might happen? I think that'd be crazy to see.
Honestly, I think that would be sweet.
Yeah.
I mean, because you talk about, you see the giants reanimated, as walkers, and
because I mean they got a lot to do in 7 episodes.
Oh man, they have a ton.
Yeah.
And they're splitting up this season and the next, right? And
it'll be
shortened
7
for this
season, and I think 7 for next season.
Yeah.
The end of
Do they drop
the episodes longer?
No.
No,
like an hour
still.
Okay.
They dropped a Comic-Con trailer, right, for the whole season?
So something like a later, like down the road.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it though because I was like, well, we're gonna.
So I didn't even know it
I'm not watching
premiered.
that at all.
I didn't even know it premiered because I thought they were there to show like, hey, they're coming up this season.
Yeah.
So
well, and the second thing, as the White Walkers were like walking to wherever, was that who I thought it was when it looked like who was Rob Baratheon. Was that him? Because he had like the crow or whatever the thing is, like the long hair. It looked like he was reanimated.
It did look like that.
They settled on his shot for a while.
Yeah.
So I was like,
it was a little longer than they normally would.
Yeah.
That
could just be, I could just have missed it. Like I could watch it again. But
I think when our friend Sam was reading the book, did you happen to notice a text people are talking about?
No.
Do you want to know?
Yeah.
Okay, so Ser Jorah Mormont, he's turning into stone. In the bottom of that text, when he's like looking through the book, it talks about how to cure that.
Oh.
And so my guess is that he'll be able to get a cure.
Yeah.
And save the day, at least in some way.
Mm-hmm.
Which I hope he does. I mean, his character is brilliant, brilliantly played.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy's an amazing actor, and
mm-hmm.
So I just can't wait for the rest of the season tonight. Oh my god!
What season is it?
7.
Okay, I gotta start over because I've never seen it.
Well, then you got Sansa.
Yeah.
Kind of proving herself, standing up for herself a lot more. And what'd she say to Lord Baelish? She was like, "You don't have to respond. I'm sure it was something clever."
Right. Yeah.
And someone photoshopped it, and they're like, "Breaking: a man found dead in Westeros."
Her character is really becoming a lot more assertive this season.
Mm-hmm.
And I did like how Jon stood up to her.
Yeah.
After that scene and with the big group, and I can't remember the little girl's name.
Oh, she's so good.
Come on.
She's like, I don't need your permission.
Right. I mean,
she was like, I'm not going to sit by the fire.
Right.
Wow.
One of the top series badass is this girl who's like 11 years old. I mean, it's just unreal.
She's the one who got everybody on Jon Snow's side.
Yeah.
She's like,
King of the North.
Standing with the King in the North. That was so cool.
Is she the one with the thick eyebrows?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm hoping that the first one was really filler, and then the rest are just
start advancing the plot line. Right. I think the Jaime Lannister plot line is going to be huge.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There's no spoilers on it, but I do think he's going to be the one that takes down Cersei.
Mm-hmm.
I really do.
Yeah.
Well, you heard it here first.
Yep. Yep.
So if it comes true.
That's a rumor. For now, until it comes true. And then
I heard he's leaving. I heard he's leaving the show.
Or they're canceling it.
Yeah. Game of Thrones got canceled.
Last episode will never be aired.
Second to last season.
Yep. Well, last season's going to be just a sitcom, actually.
Or better yet, all a book.
Right.
Peter Dinklage wants the last episode to be a musical. And then George R. Martin wants the final scene to just be a bunch of graves.
Yeah.
tombstones in the snow.
And they're going to be playing Don't Stop Believin'. Like
Oh no, cuts to black.
All of a sudden you see one hand starting to protrude from the ground, and then it's just black.
That's it.
It's a peace sign.
Yeah.
In the Game of Thrones, you either play or you...
Speaking of like walkers reanimation, Walking Dead released a trailer for the new season. I know Joey's psyched about it, but did you happen to catch it, Mitch? I don't know.
No.
Dread.
Oh,
But good
gosh.
segue.
Meh. It looks pretty intense. They got tigers running loose now, and
Is that the one where Rick was like old?
yes,
Oh, yeah, where he's
I
got
did
the
see
old
something
gray
about
beard.
that.
yeah, and,
I've seen
crew cut.
a picture.
My only complaint is, can Carl cut his hair? That's
No.
getting
Carl!
really long and annoying.
Carl's getting whiny.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think a lot of people want him
Always
to
been whiny.
Yeah, he just needs to kind of...
Well, he lost his eye. I'll give him that. That's,
He Nick Fury'd it.
It would have been better if it was bitten out by a tiger. Then they could have used the song "Eye of the Tiger."
You think the tiger's going to be really precise and just bite out his eye?
Well, I've seen some cats do some amazing things.
How did he lose his eye? I don't
Got
really
shot.
care, actually. Honestly, as soon as I asked, I was like, I don't care.
We'll convert you.
Nah.
No, it looks cool though. I haven't seen the latest season. Did you happen to catch the?
No,
I saw the first episode. That was intense.
See, I only have Netflix and Hulu, so
Same here. Yeah.
I dropped cable a long time ago, and so now I wait for the seasons to come out on
Isn't the new
Netflix.
season already on Netflix? It should.
It usually drops maybe a week before the premiere, so in October
Yeah.
it'll drop.
Oh, I was thinking of like Flash and Arrow. They come out like a week after the season is over.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that's true. And Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. But yeah. And of course, those trailers dropped at the con as well for. What's that mean?
I don't know.
We weren't happy with them?
In Humans, I'm just really
Oh, yeah, right.
whelmed. Very whelmed.
Hey,
by it.
guys, let's get our IMAX tickets today. And
I'm going to IMAX to see Dunkirk today. I'm really excited about
Oh, right.
That looks like a good movie.
Don't give away the ending.
Claire saw it. She loved
that.
it.
They're British.
The British.
Spoiler
No.
alert.
It's about a war.
Well, it's Nolan. There's always a twist. So I was like, how you can't do a twist on this? Come
It's
on.
sci-fi.
It's a dream
Within a
within a
Dunkirk.
dream.
Oh.
Within a Dunkirk, yeah.
Dunkirk. It's a donut shop.
It is a Dunkirk.
No, there's a character named Kirk, and he tries
done.
to
I'm
leave.
done.
He's like, we're not done, Kirk.
Maybe he's getting a suit tailored. And he leaves early. Yes.
So. That was really weird.
So we'll have that review next week.
Yep.
Dunkirk.
Stranger Things trailer broke Comic-Con as well for season 2. It's played to the song Thriller, Michael Jackson. It's really
Vincent Price.
narration. Yeah, it looks brighter and it's very 80s. There's an arcade setting, which is really cool.
Do we get any more Barb?
No, I think
No,
Barb's
but she
gone.
was at the panel. Like they did the Q&A.
Yeah.
And then everybody they were like, okay, let's do questions. And I think Patton Oswalt was moderating it.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And then
No, he's funny. I love him. He's hilarious. I can just imagine
yeah,
him
he was
joking.
being really weird because one of the guy's name was it was the guy who plays Mike, Finn Wolfhard or something like that.
Okay.
No.
And he's like, that's like a porn name. And I was like, dude, he's like 11. And he kept making the joke, and like the kid was like, dude, stop. Like he was like, just shut up.
Wow.
Like,
Okay,
it
awkward.
was funny. Yeah, I don't know. I was just like, this is weird. But yeah, so then they
You're
went to Q&A.
Ratatouille.
They went to Q&A, and then Barb like took off a mask or something. She's like, hey, I was wondering if Barb's going to be in season 2.
Oh my gosh.
And one of the producers, she like came on the stage, and like Patton Oswalt was like, yeah, come. He's like, get up here. And then she like,
We're talking about porn.
she sat with the group, and one of the producers was like, yeah, I can answer that now. No.
Oh, there will not be justice for Barb.
But he said there will be justice for Barb, but like she's not going to be in it.
No, but there's a cool scene. They it's set around Halloween time, and so like it's just the
They're
atmosphere
going to
is
say
perfect
Halloween
for
Town, like the Disney movie.
Yeah.
What?
it. Yeah. Well, Debbie
I
Reynolds.
missed that part.
Rest in peace. No, they were in an arcade, and Will started having those like flashes of the
diarrhea.
That happens.
Clearly, you're not going to write for the show.
The upside down. I called it the underneath.
Yeah, I know. Upside down. Yeah.
Idiot.
But it's crazy though because he's in the arcade when he gets that vision and he sees arcade games there, and they look all upside down worldish. You know, they're all covered in crap, and there's like a glow from them. And
I wanted him to look at because his friends were there. I wanted him to look at them, and they're all like monsters,
like Thriller.
Darkness falls across the land.
It's really cool though. It's really setting up a cool season, I think. And they're in Ghostbuster outfits, which is fun.
I hope like the entire season pans out, because I mean, I've told you before, I was really kind of like the season finale didn't really do it for me.
Really?
Like I was more intrigued by the the journey to get there rather than like the final battle and all that stuff.
Oh, I don't know. I thought it was good.
I dug it. I don't know, but did you see it more than once too?
No.
Oh, I thought you were one of the ones that rewatched it maybe, but
no. I'll probably will before it comes out, but
no, but yeah, this one looks really good. Will's dealing with those visions he gets. Looks like he's being tested a little bit, mentally, like at a hospital. They're trying to figure out how they can cure this. But yeah, the unique thing happened since they're dressed up as Ghostbusters. They have a ghost trap. Looks like they trapped something.
No, wow.
Because they laid it down and it's moving. Yeah, Patton Oswalt, it's herpes. And so
until his name sounded like a porn name.
So they opened.
And then he said, "Don't do a movie called Stranger Thongs," and I was like, God.
He's coping, okay? Just give it to him.
Yeah, okay. That's
even though he's gonna get remarried. Whatever. No, some actress.
Yeah.
But they opened the trap, and that was pretty much the end of the trailer. Okay. So you don't know what's in there. But yeah, it's of course you did have the Vincent Price laugh at the end, and
11's gonna be back, right?
Yeah, they showed her.
She's gone.
Oh,
she's off the show.
12 is around, and no, she's around. She's I think she's still kind of in the school. Looks like.
Does she have hair?
No, she looks the same.
Oh,
so I don't know, but
you want her to have hair?
Well, she had the Sinead O'Connor look, so I was.
Yeah, she rocked that pretty well. Yeah, she's in. She's actually filming the second Godzilla movie right now.
Oh, nice.
Longer hair, so she's
Godzilla. Are they doing
yeah, yep, they are.
She's daughter of Godzilla. Oh, that'd be so cool.
Tell me how it is. Only she could do that. Yeah, so that looks great. It's gonna be around Halloween time itself. Oh, wow. So perfect timing.
Super duper.
Excellent.
You heard it here, folks. Go watch Halloween Town. And Halloween Town 2.
Is there a 3?
There's 4, I think.
What? Oh gosh. All right. So, is there anything else I'm missing from the con you guys want to talk about?
The Justice League poster I thought was really cool.
Oh, the one by Alex Ross, or
well, it was like Alex Ross.
Oh, okay.
But Clay Enos, I think he was a cinematographer at one point. That was his idea to do that. So that was really cool to see.
Great.
I have like 5 different versions of it and like different, high quality or whatever. So I'm trying to find it.
Did you see the Thor Ragnarok poster? How they're all lined up in the middle. It's actually different from a Marvel poster. It's not.
I thought it was funny how the thumbnails for the Thor trailer and the Justice League trailer. It's like all 4. It's like 4 people standing looking at something.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Marvel copy, DC confirmed.
You say DC confirmed.
Kevin Feige and Jeff Johns are switching positions.
Confirmed. Kevin Johns.
They're going to get married.
Geoff Jones.
Geoff or Y?
Yeah.
So all I have now is 2 reviews. So do you have any comic news or anything?
No.
Nothing? Okay. Do you have anything going to review you've seen lately?
Have you ever seen the show Stitchers? Anyone?
No.
Sounds familiar, but what's it about?
Great show. This girl, I mean, it's a sci-fi type show. I mean, it's they have this technology where this girl is able to go into a dead person's memories, and they kind of solve how that person died or what happened leading up to the death.
It's like iZombie?
I haven't seen that, but
that's like the premise. She's a zombie and she eats the brains.
And it's kind of gross. She makes shakes and stuff.
Yeah, this is like all tech.
This is better
tech, and it's pretty cool because they only have so long that they can use the body for.
Right.
Before everything is done. But I don't know. We're almost done with the first season. Or no, we just started the second season. My wife and
How many seasons are there?
2 on Hulu, and the third one is currently being
done.
Yeah, I mean they're like on the maybe 3rd or 4th episode.
Cool.
What channel is it on? Like
It used to be
sci-fi?
the old ABC Family, but now it's called something else. Freeform, that's it. And Jennifer was watching it, and she saw the first 2 seasons, and she's like, "I think you like it." I don't think I would.
If you're listening to this, that's not how Steve thinks you sound.
No. But that's the voice that I'm assigning to right now.
That's not me.
Right. So, but yeah, man, we watched it, and it was pretty cool.
So she watched it again?
Yeah, she's watching it again with me.
That's cool. That says something right there.
I did the same thing with her with Game of Thrones, because I was on season 4 before she even got into it.
Oh, man.
You're like, I want to start over.
I know, I'm like, twist my arm, right?
I guess.
Yeah, so that's a fun show, and that's really the only thing we're watching right now.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That's great. I'll check that out.
Yeah.
Also, I wanted to throw in Arrow and Flash and like Supergirl and all that stuff. They were at Comic-Con too.
Yeah.
They released all their trailers. Well, I think they did like recaps of the season and then like did a little like the Flash. They're trying to is everybody caught up on it?
I know pretty much the big reveal. I don't know about you guys.
I don't want to give it away. So they were there too, and it all looks really cool. I'm excited for the new Arrow season because it's I guess there's still gonna use some flashbacks sometimes, but it's
come on.
It's not like The Island. It's just like they're gonna have I think like an origin story of Slate, like Deathstroke.
Oh, okay.
Like they're gonna go more into his past and stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure they're staying away from The Island, but yeah. I don't know. It's cool to see.
So they're adapting Orange is the New Black formula with the flashbacks.
Yeah. So and they're saying it's like a different, like Oliver Queen is different. I'm hoping he's gonna be like, the Oliver Queen we've known in the.
Didn't they try a different Oliver Queen like season 3 or 4? I thought it didn't work out.
It might have been like this past season or last season.
It's after Al Ghul storyline.
Yeah.
He tried to be like happy and. Didn't work out.
He kind of has been.
Mm-hmm. He's rocking a beard last time I saw, so I don't know if he's actually going to go
he's
for
always got like stubble. I don't know
the goat.
He only did the goatee in the Legends of Tomorrow crossover.
Yeah, I saw that.
In the future, and that was pretty cool. He did though. There was a girl at the panel who asked a question, and she mentioned that she had cancer, and she was might have like fought it, or she might have like
because of his campaign, right?
Yeah, and she was asking like if he's gonna do any more campaigns like that, and he was like, I think I am, and he was like, do you come to Comic-Con often? And she was like, this is my 3rd year, and he was like, well, I'll give you something now, and then you're gonna bring it back to me next year. And it was like an arrow necklace that his friend made for him.
Cool.
And gave it to her, and that was really cool.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's great.
He's a stand-up guy.
Because his mom battled breast cancer or something.
Yeah.
So he's got a campaign, fuck cancer. That's the campaign.
But she called it fight cancer, so he's probably like got a PG version of
it. Oh,
yeah,
of course. You don't want 5-year-olds. Fuck cancer.
Well,
maybe you do. I don't know.
You're never too old.
What? Well, there were kids in the panel, like, and like,
what's porn?
Well, no, they have like those things that say like, hey, some people in here are under the age of 18, so let's just watch what we say. And they did Bright, the new.
Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about that. Yeah.
Netflix movie.
Will Smith. It's like an Alien Nation type of movie.
It's like magic exists. Like,
right. But they're dealing with
Will Smith, Terry Crews, Joel Edgerton, directed by David Ayer, who did Suicide Squad, and he was like, he dropped like 5 F-bombs in a matter of 10 seconds.
I see a friendship forming.
And but like nobody noticed. Will Smith didn't notice until like the very end of the panel. So he's like, oh, I'm sorry, I was talking about having sex when I was a teenager and stuff. All the parents out there, I'm sorry. But I don't know. David Ayer is kind of being weird because like.
Well, he kind of is weird.
Well, no, he was being like really
cryptic.
Not cryptic, but just like passive aggressive about like, yeah, this is all Netflix in here. We're representing Netflix. They let me really do whatever I wanted with this movie. I was like,
it's because of what Nolan said, probably.
Well, I was like, but you hate WB. I know. We get it.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, because like he.
I thought he was doing Gotham Sirens.
No.
No.
Wasn't really confirmed.
Oh, okay. Well.
I guess there's like a huge drama there, and like I guess.
Well, no offense, but Suicide Squad was an utter mess. So, but I think that's mostly to do with.
That, though?
I don't know. I know definitely hiring a company that cuts trailers probably should not edit your movie.
I don't think it had anything to do with him.
Mm-hmm.
But he was acting kind of like a child in this panel. He was very much like
throwing things.
Yeah, well,
shit in his pants.
Just kind of like throwing a little like passive aggressive tantrum.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh man.
Well, I know Nolan recently said, because Nolan's got the Dunkirk movie out. He's talking about Netflix doesn't really give you freedom or something like that. Mm-hmm. And it was funny how Will Smith answered the question, like what he thought, and he was like, "Oh, I think he's a great filmmaker, and I would love to be in his next movie." So yeah he didn't really have a rebuttal.
Nolan only hires quality people. Yeah. He's kind of like a.
I mean, Will Smith's quality. He just made some crappy movies the past.
Yeah, but whenever he's in a movie. And there's a whole bunch of other stars. It seems like he just wants to be
front and center.
I mean, he's not a team player. He's an eye guy. And I get that. And that makes it good for movies that he stars in. Mm-hmm. But as a big overall look, he tries to steal too many lines. And you could definitely tell that in the Suicide Squad when, Harley Quinn was comparably better.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think he kind of shared the spotlight with all the crew. I mean, he was a big character.
I think he brought the best back of himself in that movie.
I would say
kind of
his backstory was better.
No, yeah, he was. I mean, he was what he used to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought he was one of the highlights of that movie. Yeah. It was a mess, but it was enjoyable. It's a weird movie.
It was like a hot mess.
I can watch.
Maybe the Flashpoint will reset that.
I don't watch it as often as I watch like BBS.
Yeah.
I can still watch it and be like, it's comic booky. Like I liked it for what it was.
Right. The soundtrack was really good. I liked that.
Soundtrack was good, and
yeah.
I mean, there's still people going on about Leto's Joker. I was like, there's just no definitive Joker, really. Honest, like if you're even looking at Heath Ledger, yeah, it was a good Joker. Was it?
Do you really want the same interpretation? A lot of people don't.
Also,
I don't care.
It wasn't like accurate to.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Like, I mean, that's my thing with Gotham too. Is like there doesn't really have to be one set story to go along with these characters. You could really just do anything as long as it's not too crazy. Like Heath Ledger's work because it was set in like a real world, which no one was going for, and that's great. Mm-hmm. But to compare, it's just he's never going to live up to your expectations if you're comparing him to Heath Ledger.
Right. Well, speaking of Batman, of course, Matt Reeves. He's taken over. Mm-hmm. We all know this. Mm-hmm. You saw War for the Planet of the Apes.
Yep. I didn't really lose any faith, but I had a lot of it restored when I saw War of the Planet of the Apes because it was very, very hard hitting and very emotional. Like you could see the pain on Caesar, and because has there people seen it?
I've seen the first one. It appears that Caesar has definitely aged in this one.
Yeah.
Well, I've seen the first one and the second one. How about you, Steve? Have you seen it? They're great.
I've heard they're great. Yeah.
It really is.
I won't ruin it then, but something tragic happens in the beginning. He's sets out on this, journey to
vengeance
to get rid of Woody Harrelson.
Okay. We kind of got that from the trailer, so it's not huge, but
I mean, like, what happens is
he looks badass. Woody Harrelson.
There is a really good plot point in. I can do spoiler free if you want me.
Yeah, it's probably should.
Okay.
You can.
There's a really good plot point about like the virus that happens at the end of the first one.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Pretty much it. It's a spoiler. I don't know. Just do away with that one. But it's a really good plot point, and it kind of furthers into like the classic Planet of the Apes movies.
Oh wow, okay. Yeah, I heard it kind of bridges a gap, possibly.
Yeah, because his son is the main ape, like from the Planet of the Apes movies. Cornelius, I think.
Oh, holy crap! Okay.
And that was the one from Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Maybe that.
Oh yeah. Okay. Wow.
So, yeah, it was really good, and CGI is.
It's gotten better and better.
So yeah,
the first one was decent, but
I mean, even in the first one, I thought Maurice, the big orange,
the orangutan.
Yeah, I thought it was real.
I did too.
I thought it was a real monkey. I was like, I didn't realize it until I looked up the actress who plays Maurice in this one. She played it in all.
That's cool.
Now is that the CGI motion capture stuff?
Yeah.
And she was doing all that?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Well, Andy Serkis he's been Caesar for all of these. You know, there's been talk for a while that he should get an Oscar nomination because
if not a Lifetime Achievement Award. I mean, the guy is just
amazing.
But he is acting, and it's not just like movement. Like they capture all his facial expressions, so when he conveys emotion.
Well, now he has
dialogue.
He has dialogue because his brain's been so advanced now that he can speak full sentences, which is cool. Yeah, and like I looked up like the actors who played the other ones. Like there was a big gorilla, and I can't remember the actor, but he was really good too. And they threw in this it was a human, and she couldn't speak, but I won't say why because it's like it has to do with the, but she pretty much they just brought her along on the journey and adopted her and stuff. Steve Zahn was in it as Bad Ape. Have you seen it?
Really?
Have you seen the trailer?
I don't think I caught that.
It's this little monkey or ape that used to live in a zoo, and I thought it was he was gonna turn out to be like a crazy ape.
Yeah.
But I was like, as soon as it started, like some people started laughing about it or like laughing at his character, I was like, are they gonna do like a comedic relief for this movie? And they did, but it was really well done. It wasn't like
Sorry.
It was really well done. It wasn't.
Start over. No.
It wasn't. Welcome to episode.
So it was pretty good.
But it wasn't like they weren't trying to force it. It was just like a silly ape.
Was he goofy looking?
I mean,
I saw one of them that was
he had less
weird.
Okay. Normal ape would, I guess. But he was very funny. He was just like, he didn't know how a lot of things worked. And
like guns.
There's one point where he has to crawl up through like a hole to get something, and Maurice is like, get up there. He's like, no, and Maurice just goes, ah! And like screams at him. He just goes, oh, and like he does that. Like he's like, oh, like he's just like scared or whatever. But yeah, and I mean, it looked great. Like I loved the, because they're in the snow for a lot of it because they have to go to this mountain range, and it looked, you can feel the ruggedness, kind of like Hateful Eight, to where you can feel the cold.
Yep. It's a good image of him on the horse.
Yeah.
The gun.
Yeah, that was really cool. Yeah, I don't know. I'd give it probably like a 7. I'd probably give it an 8 out of 10.
Out of 5.
8 out of 5. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
No, so it was a satisfying, because this is pretty much an end of a trilogy, right?
This trilogy, I'm sure. I mean, if they're making money and Matt Reeves wants to continue doing it after he's done with Batman, more power to him.
Well, they were saying they should just remake the originals at this point, but
I mean, it would kind of be disrespectful to.
Well, yeah, but Tim Burton did it, but again, that didn't really get.
Yeah, bring up Tim Burton.
Are you talking about the Mark McGuire?
Yeah. Or no, Mark McGuire.
Marky Mark.
That'd be funny.
Mark McGuire.
Yeah,
those big arms.
Yeah.
Big steroid
big
arms.
chest and toothpick legs.
No, but Wahlberg, yeah. Sadly, McGuire probably would have been a better choice.
Yeah.
Oh man, that movie was. Woo.
That was just a weird movie, and I don't understand the relationship between Mark and the monkey. Kissing at the end was just a little weird.
Yeah, I don't know. Did you ever see that one?
Tim Roth.
That was Tim Roth.
Yeah.
No, I mean they could honestly just do like just make it like Cornelius, just like because my dad said he watched the original show or the original movies or whatever, and he said that was that's who it was based around.
They're gonna bring back Roddy McDowall and get him makeup and stuff.
Josh, I don't know what you're talking about.
I know. I thought you watched the originals too.
No, my dad did.
Oh, I didn't kill her, or I didn't hit her.
Well, hi, Mark.
But yeah, it was a really good movie. It was a really good end to that trilogy and to Caesar's story.
Awesome.
Does he die? I don't want to give it away.
That means he does. Shit.
Well,
but it's not like
we all age out.
It's not. It's very respectful of his.
They make a salad in his memory, and it's beautiful.
A Caesar salad.
Yes.
James Franco comes back. He sees James Franco's like ghost as a vision. He's like, "Come to heaven."
He's from the Alien movie.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't feel too good.
I'm burning up. Literally because I'm about to die.
Was John Lithgow there too?
No.
Oh man, he was great.
He was great.
But they didn't throw back to any of the humans from the last movies.
Oh, that's too bad.
They might have talked about like the couple from the last movie.
Okay, yeah.
Russell and the other guy. He's a really good actor.
Yeah.
But also I'm pretty sure they didn't, because I think they made it very like they wanted to show that a lot of time had passed.
Right.
But yeah, really enjoyed it.
Cool. Great. Sounds awesome.
Rightio.
What about you, Mitch? What have you seen?
Well, a couple things. The trailer for Disaster Artist obviously came out with Tommy Wiseau
Speaking
as
of the
James
room.
Franco.
Did you see that, Steve?
Yeah.
I mean, it looks
Are
funny.
you gonna see the movie? Why?
Really?
They're making
Oh,
fun of it.
it'll be better than the
Yeah, they're talking
original.
about how bad it was.
There's a lot of
And action.
yeah. Well,
I guess it does it on its own.
I wonder if they're going to go into the fact that he hit his head before the first scene, and that's why he's having trouble remembering.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah.
I hope they show the underwear scene.
Yeah.
He had a good concussion.
Pushes him in the trash.
Oh yeah.
Underwear.
Underwear.
And then like he picks them up and they go off set.
That was so weird.
And they go off set and they're just like, dude, why did you push me? What was the point of that?
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know. It was just I ad-libbed. I thought it was pretty funny.
Or the friend that's retarded but never really is, but then just likes to walk in on people doing things. So I wonder how they're going to touch that.
He just thought Americans push each other into garbage cans.
Yeah.
So.
Underwear. So yeah, check that out. I know people are giving James Franco a lot of flack for not sounding like Tommy, but when he actually does remember his lines, he sounds a lot like him. So let's give it a chance, see what happens.
That'd be funny if criticism, like, he's not as good as Tommy was. He just doesn't sound like.
How do you act bad but act good, right? It's almost like an oxymoron.
Right.
So anyway,
He looks like him though.
Yeah, really close. And his brother is playing Greg Sestero.
Yeah, the beard.
The beard guy.
And no beard.
And then he has no beard at the end, which isn't explained for any reason.
They're probably gonna talk about those awkward sex scenes. Like, he wants to have another sex scene. Like,
I wonder if it's gonna be rated R, so nudity's in there.
I think it is.
I just don't know.
You sound hopeful.
Well, I'm not saying anything. I hope they have that song "You Are My Love" that just skips.
It'd be Franco thrusting.
Yeah. Like,
Isn't that's in the movie, right?
Yeah, like
Tommy's like, show my ass.
Actually buff. So if you were to lop off his head and just have like a body walking around, it's not like flabby or anything. I'm just saying. So
He'd be dead.
yeah, well, that's true too.
Steve's like, I'm for it.
I'm in. I'm watching.
Just lop off Tommy Wiseau's head. Oh, hi, buddy. So
He's a walker.
yeah.
Even more scary.
So anyway, this last week I fell upon this movie on Hulu that actually was produced exactly for Hulu, called Batman and Bill. And Steve, I'm sure you can help me out with this one just a little bit because it has to do with a lot of comic book history.
Mm-hmm.
So as we all know, Batman came out in the 30s.
Who?
Batman.
Oh.
Yeah. And what it really dives into is this guy named Mark Nobleman. He was a writer, children's book writer for quite some time, and did a story based on the troubles and tribulations of the two creators of Superman and how they had some problems getting their rights back after they were fired from DC, and he stumbled upon the storyline of Batman. I know that we all see the Bob Kane logo on Batman created by, but then there was another story from this individual who went to the first true Comic-Con, which they officially called it in 1969, thereabouts. This guy named Michael Uslan, or I'm probably mispronouncing his last name, but he was the one that they interviewed, and he said that when he was at this hotel, which like 4 or 5 years later basically crumbled down to the ground because it was just in shambles, was at the bar and met one of the writers for Marvel. And he had said, would you guys like to see the true creator of Batman, thinking that it was going to be Bob Kane, turned around and it was Bill Finger. And so it then became his kind of work to figure out why, after hearing all this story, that Bill Finger never got any credit for it. And he spent an extraordinary amount of time in this documentary talking about how he, at the time, there was only actually 2 pictures ever found of Bill Finger that anybody could ever produce. Ended up finding like at least 15 or more pictures after doing some more research. Went through various family members, found out obviously that Bill Finger passed away in '73, basically poor and in a one-room studio, and that he did actually get credit for the Batman TV show. He had wrote 1 episode and got billing credit for that, but after that did various things. What I did find interesting though is that when these comic books came out at the very beginning, basically you had ghostwriters and drawings, and then basically you just sat back and took the money. So you'd come up with the idea.
Yeah.
And the reason why Bob Kane got the idea to start Batman is because when Superman came out, they were making $800 a week back in the 30s. And I don't know what that would equate to in today's currency, but
it's a lot.
It would be a lot of money. So he was creating comic books at the time. Came up with an individual that had a mask similar to Robin's, and it was a red suit and fixed wings. He had the forethought to know that this wouldn't really be imposing, so he was also working with a friend, Bill Finger, who at the time was also another comic book drawer and writer, and said, how do we fix this? And that's where Bill Finger came up with the idea of making the cape something that was flowing, put on a mask and put on ears, and change the color of the suit to a darker color, which we all know now. So it really goes through all the story. So he finds out that he dies in '73, does some more work, finds out that he had a son with his first wife, and gets really excited about that. Turns out that he died in the '90s. He was gay from AIDS, so he could never interview him. After that, he kind of stops and does some more processing, but finds out that his first wife, when she passed away, there was no bit in there, and it mentioned 2 other relatives of Bill's. So he reached out to them, found out that Bill Finger's son, before he came out, actually had a daughter.
Oh, wow.
So he was able to get a hold of her. She's still alive, and for a long time fought to, throughout the entire process, the whole family thought that Bill should get the credit along with Bob Kane. But whenever they talked to DC, they said, yeah, nice story. We know that he did do a lot, but the contract and all that stuff, they didn't know. And from there, they just never got it done. So finally, with the help of his granddaughter, finally got the credit, and that's where it went on Batman vs. Superman. So I think it would be really cool. I don't know if it's possible if we could interview Mark, just to see, what else he found that wasn't in the documentary.
Yeah.
But it is quite amazing. It's probably about 90 minutes long, so if you have just some time, watch it.
Wow.
So
that's crazy. Yeah. I remember when there was a book, and he was on with like Kevin Smith talking about it. This was years ago. I was intrigued. I had no idea, Bill Finger existed. And after I listened to the interview, I was like, damn, this guy really got screwed. Like, he came up with everything we love about that character,
he came up
pretty
with
much.
The Joker, the Penguin, all these other characters around, but he never got credit for it. So he took an op-ed in some fan club or something like that and wrote about it and said, I am the creator of all these individuals that you see. Bob had a contract because he went to, and I can't remember, what was the name of DC before it was
National
DC?
Comics.
Thank you. Bob went on Monday after they spent the weekend creating this character, and nobody's actually seen the contract that was interviewed in this documentary. But basically, the thought process is that he basically said that I'm the sole creator of Batman, and there's interviews that they showed with him and Stan Lee talking, and there's a lot of clout around that. But it's it's incredible to see how much, and credit be due, Bob did do some work. I mean, he was a big promoter of it, but the drawings, all the ideas were more Bill Finger's.
Yeah.
So a big part of history that was left out. What was funny is watching this Mark go to all these Comic-Cons wearing Bill Finger shirts with a Batman logo on it.
Yeah.
And nobody knowing who Bill Finger was.
Jeez.
So, yeah, it's definitely a really cool thing on Hulu to watch. I just got bored one day and watched it. And
did the family get like an accumulated payout for all the years that it was denied he had anything to do with it?
You know, they said that they went to a closed door remediation.
Oh, okay.
And so I don't know what
they
happened.
disagreed on something.
I'm sure that there were some give and take here and there, but the main focus is that now whenever there's a Batman movie, comic book, whatever, it's going to have Bob Kane and
that was great to see.
And I remember us talking about that in the new Batman Superman in one episode, saying now Bill Finger is going to be getting credit, and that's after remembering that. I saw that on Hulu and was like, okay, Batman and Bill, is that like Bill Shatner or something doing like a Batman documentary, like the history of Batman? And
he's playing Batman.
Yeah. So yeah, it really is cool, and I'll try to figure out if I can get a hold of the smart guy or if we can.
Yeah, hey, it doesn't hurt. So that's fascinating. I mean, hasn't Stan Lee even been subjected to the same?
He's taken a lot of credit, for guys like Jack Kirby's contribution, Steve Ditko, and the visual piece of some of that stuff. So creator rights has been a huge issue even today in comics. In the early 90s, Image Comics became a thing because of how Marvel treated their creators. You had Eric Larson, Todd McFarlane, Jim Valentino, Jim Lee. All these guys went to found Image Comics, and it was as a result of their creations, and Rob Liefeld, of course.
Sure.
But it's sad, because a lot of these people don't get any. Like the family will get something, but Bill Finger dies poor and destitute.
Yeah.
And with no credit for his work at all, and. Bob Kane and Stan Lee, there's no denying their contributions, but at the same time, they're very good self-promoters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Jack Kirby in particular revolutionized comic book art.
Right.
And his contributions should not be downplayed at all. But it is what it is.
Well, yeah, and the industry at the time, it was probably such a new industry. It's like. People are like, yeah, well, I initially had the idea, even though I didn't tweak it or whatnot. But same thing happened with the Superman creators, I think too.
Yeah,
I think Neil
Schuster.
Yeah, I think Neil Adams helped them get the rights. Like they really had to fight for it. And
well, they had said in the documentary, the two creators of Superman, they went to arbitration twice and was denied and never went after that. When they came out with the first Batman, Tim Burton's Batman. His son went after DC again to get the name on the billing, and basically said that the DC basically said because we have a contract with Warner Brothers, now we have an issue because now there's so many fingers in this pot, and the original contract was with Bob Kane.
Yeah,
we can't. So while we recognize that Bill did have credit to this, it's too far down the chain.
Right.
And so they also went into, trademarking. They had a trademark lawyer this time around come back and say, there's so many different things that if they can prove. They also had an interview with the guy who did kind of Bob Kane's biography and actually had recordings where Bob Kane said, looking back 15 years ago, I should have given Bill credit because he had 50 to 75% of the work.
Wow.
And so with that, I'm sure that they took that into the negotiating table. So, I mean, it was just, there was so much proof that he really did do what he did.
That's just sad, though.
That it took till now, how many years later to finally get him.
Too many.
Yeah. And it's kind of surprising to watch how that, not only with Marvel, but DC doing the same thing. You get one guy that can promote it and he takes it over.
Right.
And you're SOL.
Right. Well, hopefully there's less cases of that now since everyone's lawyered up pretty much.
Yeah, and it has gotten better, I think. Yeah. But, it's an industry where, like a lot of industries, it's just always been done that way, And, And, there's really not the progressive thinking to try and just say, well, just because it's always been done that way doesn't mean it has to continue.
Right.
Especially in a situation like this where it's really clear case of right and wrong.
Yeah.
But just because they signed a contract or whatever, we're going to screw somebody else out of their creations or their credit for their creations.
Right.
Because, I mean, when they went and interviewed these families and all that stuff, Bill's family tree line, I mean, you could tell that they weren't well-to-do. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, they were doing all right, but it wasn't like...
They could have had probably a better life.
Oh, yeah. I mean, all the stuff that happened during that family, it was just one tragedy after another. Bill died poor and destitute. When he went to do research to see where he was buried, his friends that actually were still alive said, well, that's kind of the sad part, because there was no family to claim him. They had all thought that he was buried in a pauper's grave, just a number in a grave. And come to find out after interviewing some more family members, no, Bill's son actually had him cremated because they were living in Oregon at the time, took the urn, drew the Batman symbol in the sand and poured the ashes in the sand, and then the waves came in and took them out. So kind of a cool little thing to find out that it didn't really happen that way, but it was just still sad and touching at the time.
Yeah, damn. Yeah, well, yeah, that's sounds like a great documentary. You have to check that out. Hopefully, Netflix will get that, or YouTube.
Well, it's Hulu. I mean, I can come over and watch it if you want. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds great. Yeah, I'm definitely a Bill Finger fan. So it seems like the word's getting spread out there more and more. So that's good. Yeah. It's good. It's a good lesson to learn. Especially these industries. Hopefully, they have a heart. But so that's pretty much all I have. Or you guys have anything else? Or
I'm good.
All right. Yeah, we've been here like 2 hours. So. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back next week. I'm Josh.
I'm Steve.
Mitch.
And I'm Joe.
Take care.
Bye.